I'ma shine. I'm not one for wasting time. I'ma make that shit that gon' go have you wait and stand in line. Shine, you gon' shine. Don't you go and waste your time. I know you feeling down, but I know what you got deep inside. Shine, I'ma shine. Shine, I'ma shine. Shine, you gon' shine.
All right.
I think we're in.
Make sure.
So it's not up in your face.
The grill. And make sure you're good on here.
Check. Good.
Check.
Yeah.
Money in the bank. All right.
Solid.
Well then,
Back to the original plan.
welcome back to Painter Game. My name's Dr. T.
And my name is Timo.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Sorry I missed you last week. We had some a little too hard.
Yeah, man. Holiday party was amazing. So at the nightclub I bartend, they had a joint holiday party. We do our holiday parties after all the holidays since that's our busiest time. So we actually went to one of the restaurants. The owners, I guess, is a partnership. That's what I found.
That's right. You guys own a bunch of them, right?
Yeah, so Wild Roads in Campbell, also Distro Federal in Campbell. Obviously, I work at Myth, and then Nova, the old Tres Gringos. If you ever been
Oh, that's what it is now.
yeah, it's called Nova, and they try to make it super cool VIP. Niners players were actually there when they won that Sunday.
Oh, when they won, I was about to say.
Not this time. This time they were sleeping and crying. But then one more other one. But yeah, some other one too. So yeah, it was a really cool, dope party. Open bar. A lot of new friends. Oh, actually, and then some people from Milpitas that I forgot that are security guards at Nova. So it was great.
Oh, that exists. Oh,
It got to the point to where it's like, man, I love you, dog.
Oh, that's
you know what I'm saying? Like,
sounds like a long
It's a
night.
holiday
That's what
party. You know what I'm
happens.
saying? I love you, man.
That's a long night.
Yeah,
is
it's a
what that
long
is.
night. Hit it too hard, and then the whole weekend I was just having a good time with some friends. So yeah, I was literally at work, and like I did everything to try to like get my day going on that on Tuesday. But yeah, dude, I was like literally standing like when I was like training, and I was like, I think I'm gonna yak. You know what I'm saying? It's just like my stomach is not
It's a good,
right now.
It's a good day at that point. Well, start to a bad day, but
yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, how's everything going down?
it's good. We're staying busy.
Arizona trip?
Oh yeah, going on a trip to Arizona and leaving tomorrow night actually.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily for me, it takes 15 minutes to pack, so I did that real quick before, because I'll be at work and go straight from work to airport and stuff. But
sick.
yeah, going back to Arizona, old stomping grounds, going to see a bunch of handful of my old friends, colleagues. That
That's cool.
we go to. A couple of them are already there, and then I'm having another one of them.
Is it like an
flying out
anniversary
there.
thing that you guys kind of like lock in and do?
No, but I kind of want it to be. That'd be cool.
That'd be
Like just
dope,
go
yeah,
take a trip
yeah.
every year. It's actually my 30th on Sunday, so.
Oh, really?
I'm having like an excuse to go and do things,
Whoa.
and then
It's
yeah,
your
I don't really
30th on
travel or take
Sunday.
trips.
Sheesh.
Yeah, so I don't like to celebrate my birthday. I think it's a weird thing for me in particular. I just don't like. I don't mind
not
being
a
the center of
birthday.
attention
I
for
think-
things, but it's a weird thing for me to. I always felt birthdays are weird. Congratulations on like being born. Like I didn't do anything.
Yeah, you share it.
So it's like a weird.
It's a-
Yeah,
you
I mean,
share
I
the day.
guess it's just weird. It's like a
Yeah.
very. That's why I'd
I
rather
guess
go out
it's
and
the-
do
it's
things.
for the moms of the
and-
world, you know.
Yeah, like it's
that
more
makes
for
sense.
them. Like
Yeah,
we'll
exactly.
go to dinner and do stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I take it as like I'd rather have like friends. I'd rather always just. So for my
Chill.
birthday, what I usually would do is my mom would take us out, say, "Hey, get X amount of friends. We're all going to Claim Jumpers or Beaches, whatever the hell.
Yeah, cool.
Go and
Nice
get a
little
bunch of
dinner.
food. That's what we
Sick.
normally do. Good pizza, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And that's usually like my birthday stuff. So, yeah,
Yeah. I'm the same way on birthdays too. Just everybody who's been around stays around, family, whoever's like.
I don't
willing
mind
to come out.
celebrating other people's birthdays, to be honest.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, no, I'm good.
Like I'm good. I'm
It's
cool.
a Sunday. Like, what do you want to do? Like, what's your ideal day? And I'm like, well, I kind of do it usually. I usually sit at home. It's usually right around. It's usually right around the Super Bowl and or Pro Bowl. Make it that way, and I get to watch football usually.
Cool.
At least close
Just
to it.
kick back, enjoy what you enjoy. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
So, but this time Arizona. Do you guys have like?
We have a mini itinerary. Like,
Okay.
I know I'm gonna go on Friday. The friends that work there are taking the day off.
Sick.
We're gonna do some of the old hikes that we used to do. So we're gonna do one of them at least and go up to one. Because once COVID started at the end of the my tenure there, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
You would go up and hiking down this one hill that was like 5 minutes away from us. Or it's like a nice hike.
Okay, sick.
I want to say it's like a mile and a half up. It's not too bad, but it's like a nice
good.
leisurely.
Nice trail.
In the Arizona heat, it gets a little tough, but
Is
so
it
like the
kinda
summers.
hot right now?
No. It's like in the
I was about to
60s,
say. Okay, I was
70s.
about to
Yeah,
say,
it gets
probably on
kind
the
of chilly
quarter. Yeah, I was
in
about
the
to
winter.
say
It gets
yeah.
chilly.
I remember going like kind of towards that area and then like for an event, and it was like freezing at night. Like cool in the day though, but freezing at night. Super chilly.
Yeah, it can get to below 40s in the mornings. Like before the sun comes out, it gets pretty cold. I remember that. Yeah, hiking in Arizona feels like expert mode hiking. Yeah, it's you find one of the stories I would tell all of my friends back home is they're like, isn't it really hot? And I'm like, yeah, but you expect it. Like you walk out and you expect it to be triple digits in the summer. You just expect it. And if it's not, great freaking day, let me tell you. But like in California, when you walk outside, it's like I expect it to be a nice day, but it's like 85, 88 degrees. And it's like, this ain't a nice day anymore. This is hot.
Yeah. The
So
one
it's
thing
different.
about Arizona that I realized was that every place had air conditioning.
Every place.
Full
Yeah.
blast. So it was cool. Like you can still like, okay,
Oh, yeah.
if you're not just chilling outside all day, then,
Yeah. You find
It's
your
not like
limit,
that.
though.
Yeah.
My limit was 107.
Oof.
If it was 107, I wasn't going anywhere. That was the
that's
inside.
tough,
If it was
yeah.
105-ish, and it wasn't getting higher, I knew it was only going down from there. I'd still go out and hike and stuff, and it was okay. It was hot as fuck, but like you learn to like manage through it, and that's okay.
Yeah, you can't stay inside all day.
Yeah, 108.
Oh fuck that. What was the highest when you were there, if you remember?
123.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
No.
I remember
what
we
do
had
you
a
do?
week
Like,
of.
you can't go anywhere.
No, you don't. But that's the good thing is there's AC everywhere, so it's like you just have to deal with getting to your car, dealing with your hot car, whatever that is.
123.
Then you go somewhere, and
Oh,
once you
God.
get to the place you are, it's
chill.
yeah, it's got AC.
Yeah, that's
There's no place out there without AC. So you just kind of chill. So that's the only good thing is you just expect to go somewhere. So just you deal with like 15 to 20 minutes of like discomfort or until your car cools down, and then you kind of deal with it.
Yeah.
But
Because then you just know, like, I'm not gonna deal with
yeah,
this shit. There's no way.
it's okay. So it wasn't. It's worse than it, or it seems worse than it is, but it's still like not super fun. You just gotta deal with it. You expect it, like all right, it's gonna be really painful for a little bit, and then it'll be fine. Like you're gonna go
Yeah,
through
you
it.
get over it.
Yeah, but yeah, we're going there. See a couple friends. My grandpa lives in Goodyear, so we're gonna go and I'm gonna try to get lunch with him. He doesn't have a
What
phone
part-
though,
what
so
part?
it's hard. In Goodyear, it's on the west side, so it's west of Glendale and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah.
So it's about 30-40 minutes outside of Glendale, and Glendale's right outside of Phoenix, and we're staying in like South Phoenix.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, so we got an Airbnb
Ooh,
there.
I like Phoenix. Phoenix is pretty dope.
Yeah, usually everyone goes there to Scottsdale and stuff, but yeah, it'll be a fun time. It'll be good.
dope.
But yeah, we'll go ahead out, do that. Took a couple days off for the first time since I went to Colorado, so it'll be good. It'll be a fun time. I like that. But yeah,
How was your 29th overall?
it's been anything past 27 really has been a little rough. You just survive.
Just try to
I've
get
had
through
better
it.
years. 23 was a great time,
Yeah,
let
I
me tell
feel
you that. But yeah, anything past that, it's been a
That's
little
cool.
tough. It's been nice working though, like being out of school, like actually making money is kind of like my mental state is much better than it was at the start of 29. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
When do we start Pin again? Was it
Summer.
April or summer? Oh, was in May?
yeah,
Ooh, in May. Okay, cool.
yeah. But yeah, it's been good since then, and
Will's
Life
Will's
goes
is
on.
back, right?
Will's is back. Will's family. Oh, you weren't here for it. Will's family gave me the shirt. It's a rugby.
Oh no, yeah, I remember you did. Oh, sick.
Oh yeah. I was telling you guys
Oh,
he gave me the shirt
sick.
and I wore
And
it.
you
And
were
I was
like,
I gotta
"These are
rock
fucking-"
in. I didn't really want to because it had green on it. And
Oh,
it's
it's
gonna be
gonna
green
do
screen.
it. No,
but,
no,
like,
it's cool. You could rock the green today because I'm not. Sick.
it's got the stripes on it. People still kind of see me. It's fine. It kind of
Yeah.
looks like a cool pattern.
It is a cool pattern.
But yeah,
Sick.
no. Will's came back. He's it took him a little time to get like acclimated to everything because he was like tired because he went to India and came back and that's like 16, 18 hours, something like that.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, so he's kind of jet lagged, but he's getting back in the swing of things. It's
Just you starting back from almost zero again.
not actually not that bad. It's just he's tired. So like going up the stairs and stuff that we do. So we're still doing stairs and stuff, but
Oh, yeah,
it's
still-
getting a little
okay.
monotonous. So we're kind of trying to focus on more things. But his parents don't. He doesn't like getting. Trying to find the best way to put it. He doesn't like new things. So he has his wheelchair that he likes, and we tried to put him in like a little harness so that he could walk without a walker and stuff safely. And he like pitched a fit. We spent 10 minutes trying to get this like harness on him, and he was not having it. So
"Fuck you
anytime we
guys."
try to get something new with him, it's a very long process. So we're kind of sticking with the stairs and doing it. But I want to get him these kind of knee braces that help him from what's called scissoring gait from his knees like rubbing together because he just doesn't have any glute strength.
Oh,
And so it's to help out, keep the knees out, so he can walk a little bit better, and so he doesn't like scrape the inside of his knees on each other. But one, it's going to be a new thing. He's not going to like it. Two, it's going to have pressure on it, so it might bother him walking in general.
Yeah, and
Three,
still hate
his
it.
glutes are weak as it is, so forcing him to use his glutes, he's really not going to like it. And so you're really like fighting an uphill battle to do it. So
Yeah.
it's a little tough to do that anyways. Trying to get, and he's his birthday is actually today or tomorrow. I think it's today or tomorrow actually.
All right,
to
happy
be
birthday,
honest.
Wheels.
Wheels turns 15. And then trying to get a
15, that's
15-year-old to
crazy.
do anything they
Yeah,
don't want to do
I was about to say 15
is tough as it is. I'm
Fun
sure
year
you're
at
aware of
15.
that. Yeah. But yeah, so it's going well. It's just a little tough. We're getting a bunch of weird cases that now that I've kind of been in it and for I'm seasoned at this point. It's not like I'm not really going to get surprised by things. I'm getting a bunch of weird patients, just like not straightforward things. We had someone today who has what I suspect to be a potential non-union fracture, which is a fracture that doesn't heal correctly because it wasn't set. So you form what's called like a new joint.
That's
And so it's very
interesting.
Yeah, and it's not, so it's bad because it's not stable, and it's bad because
Yeah,
it's
it's not-
high risk for like infection in those things.
I was about to say it's like not supposed
Yeah, until
to be
it
there.
heals all the way. Yeah, so it's
What?
not
Oh,
it's
that's
not good.
Crazy how the body kind of works in that fashion.
Yeah, it tries to help, but it helps too. I tell my patients all the time, your body is like a 7-year-old trying to help you build something. Sometimes it gives you the right thing. Like it really is trying to help you. Like
That makes
give
sense.
me a Phillips head screwdriver, and so they look and they know, oh, that's the one with this because that's what a screwdriver looks like, and it has the cross on it. They're like, okay, I'm gonna get that one, and he gives you a screwdriver and you put it back, and then maybe later on you'd be like, all right, I need a standard screwdriver, and he's like, here's the Phillips head, and it's like, wait, you needed the screwdriver like not too long ago.
Yeah.
It worked for what you did right before. Why doesn't this work again? And you got to be like, no, I don't need that. I need that one.
need
That's the
this
thing that I
one.
need. And so sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't. That's kind of your body's like, hey, swelling, all these things helped it out, and it stopped this, and it made small things go away. But when the big things happen, I need like the standard screwdriver. I don't need the small things that you know. So anyways, that's kind of what happens. But we can potentially talk about that if people are interested in it later. But yeah, so it's just getting weird. I'm getting a Bell's palsy patient later, which is like your facial nerve paralysis. So that's going to be weird. I'm going to do a little bit of research before that. Face stuff is a little, I can't remember last time
that's
I actually had to
interesting.
do any face stuff. But yeah, if I know I'm getting something weird ahead of time, I'll like do the extra research and stuff, and at least
that's cool.
look
At
up
least
a couple.
Yeah,
things.
that's kind of cool though, because at least you gotta do a little extra work, but at least you kind of some of the other stuff.
Yeah,
that
like
you
I should know.
Yeah.
I should like
But
brush
like
up
some
on
face
it. Yeah,
stuff,
it's
that's
fine.
like
Yeah,
new,
it's
like you're
weird.
saying some new weird, some never done. Or you said you never done it, or you haven't done it in a while.
I've never actually physically treated a facial patient, but like in school we went over all this stuff. Like,
got
here's
it,
what
got
Bell's
it.
palsy
That's
is.
cool.
Here's what you're supposed to try to do, and here's blah blah. But it's
like
just a
another
lot
badge.
of like, yeah, here's what you're supposed to do. when it happens, like you'll at least be prepared to do the bare minimum. And so now I'm prepared to do the bare minimum, but don't really want to be confused in case it's a little bit more complicated than just Bell's palsy. It's it's never just this. It's always a bunch of other things.
Kind of like a car, like you take it in for one thing and just happen.
Yeah, you only take it in when it absolutely needs it, but there's a bunch of other small things that you kind of need to take care of, but not to the point you need to take it in. So you always get that of like, oh, it's actually my wrist, but also my elbow and shoulder have been hurting a blah, 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 and you get a bunch of other things. So I'm sure there's going to be other things with it, so you kind of want to be prepared, but yeah.
That's how I've been feeling, because I sprained my ankle on Saturday. I was just going baseline, just kind of running around, and somebody was kind of like trying to set like not necessarily a screen, but he was trying to brace himself. Yeah, brace himself from the bigger defender that was playing the post. So when he kind of like braced himself, he kind of stuck out his foot, and as I was coming baseline, I just kind of happened
clipped it.
Yeah. So it wasn't that bad. I'm walking. I played today, and I went to work that Saturday too. So it wasn't that bad. It was okay. Light swelling. But then now, at this point, like my hips are all jacked up, my back, everything. I felt like it just kind of just ran up all my whole legs.
Exposes everything.
That shit sucks. Yeah, so
so with life, how's the trainings been? Any specific?
Yeah, man.
New year, new me stories, or how many people dropped out so far? It's the end of January at this point.
No, they're locked in. Actually, I was about to say the opposite for at least for my clients. Like my clients, I don't know about my the other trainers, but. They're pretty much locked in. Like, I think I'm just proud of myself of like knowing how to explain something better, because it's like now we could just jump to the next thing so much faster.
Right.
Yeah. So that's been pretty cool. Everybody's kind of locked in. They're getting all the information. I think I'm also getting better of knowing how to make workouts work at my gym. Like I'm kind of finding substitutes because there's so many people now that I have to find substitutes, and so
we can't go use that machine. Yeah, there's like, Joe Schmo's over there.
Yeah, exactly. And
he's making his TikTok video right now.
Exactly. That's the one thing I kind of noticed this week too, that people just have a whole bunch of different stuff to kind of like record themselves like working out now.
They bring the stands and
some
stuff.
Guy
to the gyms.
Today was he brought in like a whole ass suitcase, and he like rolled it around and he propped it up to where he like needed to prop it up. Yeah, like a whole ass suitcase.
Don't do that.
And then he was able to get the right angle he wanted to do, and it's like I think it's so funny too, because it's like
it's a public ass gym, dog.
Everybody gets so much more animated too. Like oh I hit that, like
yeah.
Oh. Yeah, like it's funny, like it's the best thing. I love it. It makes me kind of smile and laugh at the gym. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, do what you got to do. But yeah, so I've seen a suitcase, of course, like something nice, like a thing. And then, but yeah, but it's cool. My clients are doing great. I lost my train of thought of where I was going with that, because it's so funny. But yeah. So, want to talk a little bit about Mr. Purdy?
Oh, yeah. So, Brock Purdy came out today officially the UCL tear. That's what we assumed. They made more of the announcers tried to make more of a deal of the, like an ulnar nerve, a nerve injury.
They were saying wrist the whole time or something.
Well, they were saying you can't grip the ball because of the nerve injury, but you just can't throw if you don't have a ligament there. Like, it's not a thing that you can physically do. I'm very, very, very surprised they went into halftime and didn't have any tape or anything. Like, he didn't have a sleeve, he didn't have compression, he didn't have any sort of bracing on it, which just unbelievable to me. I thought for sure he'd have something coming out, but he
he didn't have like a little cast for like 5 minutes and then took it off.
So that was a hot pack. That was just to keep it warm.
Really?
Yeah. So this could be a good part. What they did on the sideline was they put a hot pack around it. So they tried to keep it warm, keep it loose to see if you can kind of get the blood flow in there and try to clean out any of the trauma that was happened, which is like,
if it was like
kind of it just makes it feel better. And you're like trying to make it feel as good as you can so you can survive. And then on the sideline, you actually saw a guy doing what's called a Graston. And so, actually, let me pull that up. We got a little time. I'll pull that up, make this a nice thing. If we have video of I don't have it directly in my head. I don't know where I can find it, but I know you can see
I
them
can
on
try
the
to
side
find
doing.
it and see if I can send it in the
Yeah,
chat.
if someone has the Brock Purdy,
Injury, just like the clip of it.
So there was a guy on the sideline that was like scraping his.
Oh, the treatment.
Yeah. This over here? No. I'm trying to just find it first.
Oh, okay.
See if they have video of them messing with it.
Oh.
See, there's video of him on the sideline. Injures hand. Yeah, you're an idiot, sportsman. Yeah, so you can say it was sideline.
It just shows the hit for the most part.
Yeah.
Maybe treatment. Maybe treatment on sideline.
I think it was during the. Yeah, so here you can see the.
So that's just a heat.
That's
pack.
just a hot pack, yeah.
A hot pack. Huh.
So you can see.
And what were the tests they were doing?
So they're doing valgus and varus stress tests, which is you do that on the knee too, is when you take it, because you can think of your UCL like the MCL for your arm, and so your MCL is the inside portion of your knee.
Gotcha.
So you have an LCL and a UCL, or RCL. They have a radial collateral ligament. They have a ulnar collateral ligament, and that's your MCL and LCL. What happens is your UCL does this.
Out.
Yeah, and so they take it and they take your arm and they'll put one hand on one side and push it that way to get that kind of that stretch, just like they do with your knee. They pick it up. You'll see them have hand on the inside of the knee, hand on the side of the ankle, and they kind of do this and they move it and they kind of move the bottom of the leg.
I got you.
That's a stress test. So that's you trying to basically stretch that ligament to see, one, how loose it is, two, the pain level, and then three, if it's just gone. And it's called an empty feel. So you want to see if it's a firm end feel, a soft end feel, or it's not called soft. It's a firm end feel, or it's a abnormal end feel, pain with it, or an empty. Empty is just, well, all right. So you'll have what's called laxity if it's a grade 2. You might have minor laxity if it's a grade 1, but you'll have a lot of pain. And if it's a grade 3, you'll have a lot of laxity and no pain at all. So sorry, we're going over the Brock Purdy UCL injury, and what they were kind of doing in
I asked
the lead up to it, and what the trainers were doing and what kind of tests were they doing. It's okay. You're in class now. Welcome. So they're doing a couple things. Is they'll do the valgus and varus test, and when they do that test, you're testing, one, the ligament on the opposite side that you're pushing, and two, you're also testing for a contusion on the other side. So if you have like a bone bruise or something, pressing on it, it's not going to feel very good. So having to press on it while you do that, the outside of the elbow would hurt if you test the inside.
Yeah.
So they do it both ways. And then what they also do is, if you saw them coming up, I don't know if there was video of it, I didn't see it, but what they'll do is they'll do tap. It's called the Tinel's test, and they'll tap right where
BCLs?
the ulnar nerve is that goes underneath. So with the Josh Allen thing, we talked about the ulnar nerve and the gripping issues.
See, I'll be
and
listening.
the claws.
I'll be listening.
So that's the bigger issue in the game for as far as gripping the ball. But if it's just like almost like a stinger, it'll go away. So you'll have the grip strength that will come back to you, and you can hold onto the ball, or that's something that you can kind of manage through, because the strength will come back if it's just a hit, unless you have a full ulnar nerve like lesion, in which you wouldn't be able to use it at all. So you can have a little bit of the precis, a little bit of the weakness coming in from that. That's why you saw him hold the ball and you're just like, I can't grip the ball. I can't move it, because you get that little, like, hitting your funny bone really bad, and how it like kind of goes numb for a bit, but it'll stay that way for a little bit. Yeah, because it's a helmet to it, basically.
That sucks.
So he has that. probably by halftime that he was able to hold on to the ball, which is why he was throwing at halftime. But
So
with
that's
that
when it kind of
UCL.
released a little bit.
And then the Josh
What
Allen,
was the name for that again?
the ulnar nerve.
No. Is there a name for that? Numbiness?
It's called the hand of benediction.
Hand of
So it's like the Pope Benedict
Pope.
is named after him because he would do this to like bless people,
Mm-hmm.
and you wouldn't be able to open or close your hands. Just be a weird, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So they would do that, but they would also. It's switch that. That's the radial nerve. This is just the ulnar claw. It'll be out like this.
Mm.
So you have like the three ends out because the extension is the radial nerve. So pulling wrist back,
Mm.
that's all radial nerve, and so that would be hyperactive, and you wouldn't be able to put it back because that's ulnar nerve. So it's just called an ulnar claw. But what they do is do the Tinel's test. Is they do that, and if it's more sensitive, it'll be like lightning shooting up your arm.
Oh shit.
So they tap it right where it goes underneath.
Just to
It's called the
see,
Guyon's tunnel, and it
Huh.
goes right underneath there, right where it is.
Oof.
They have that for carpal tunnels. They'll do that, and they'll tap right there. So that's a couple Tinel's tests they'll do for it.
So that you said those two. So
Those are the two special tests, is what they're called,
Mhm.
diagnostic tests that they would do on the field. Then again, the hot pack, the big thing that you saw wrapped around his arm, that wasn't a brace or anything. That wasn't
Okay,
a
I thought
compression.
that
That
was
was hot pack, keeping it warm, trying to get feeling back into it. That could be for the nerve. If the nerve has issue with that, you want to increase the blood flow to it so we can kind of get its feeling back
Mhm.
in, probably due to the nerve. So they probably wanted to get the blood flow back to the nerve, get that feeling better so we can grip the ball, and then they'll test it later. Once the adrenaline wears off, you kind of know a little bit better. But yeah, I'm really, really surprised they didn't do anything. What they also did for that was the grass, which I was trying to bring up, is you take, it's called IASTM, instrument assisted soft tissue massage, and they take like a metal tool, and it looks like a little like arch.
Oh,
you take that.
I've seen those.
Mhm.
My
And you take it
coworker
and
actually
you
did
kinda-
that. Because she's going to physical therapy schooling.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's a nice thing to have. I use it multiple times daily. Yeah.
Yeah, she just did it like on my knee real quick.
Yeah,
To show me.
it's kind of uncomfortable, and it's usually should be like a sandpapery type thing when they're hitting it. But what you're doing is you're essentially trying to create blood flow, trying to get, because they were doing it on the flexors,
Mm-hmm.
but the ulnar nerve comes here and through there, and so if you have swelling here pushing against it, you want to get feeling back into it, and so they were trying to again, all that they were doing is trying to get feeling back into the arm. So they did that from the wrap and from the grafting of kind of pushing down onto that so that it'll wake the muscle up again so that he could use it. Because that's the muscle they were going to, and that muscle right there is innervated by the ulnar nerve.
And so when would you use that tool? Just for, you said, getting feeling back in?
So that's
blood
not
flow?
when I use it. It
Oh,
is a way
but
to do
do
it.
you-
It's called desensitization, which is something you
Oh.
do before you do it. You usually use that for deep tissue work, or I use it a lot on tendinopathies or tendinitis. So if you have like an inflamed tendon or something, or if you
that
have
makes
like muscle
sense.
strains that are really, you get scar tissue buildup around it. It's to help you move with the direction of the muscle fibers to help flatten them out essentially. And it'll create trauma in the area, but small traumas that'll create blood to the area, and it wants more blood perfusion to the area. And then that would essentially aid in the healing. Because the problem with scar tissue and things is it sticks in there too long and it becomes what's called chronic. And it takes a lot longer to get that out of there just on its way. So what you want to do is break up the scar tissue so that it can get kind of filtered out in a way. And so that it kind of goes back and the muscle gets back to line straight. Now, there's still going to be scar tissue buildup, and it'll heal on like it can heal on its own, but it's just in a way to assist it in getting that. If you can cause a little bit of trauma and get more blood flow to the area, blood is what heals you. And so it's going to help it out. So I usually use it on that, or
Would you recommend it for me because I'm always sore? Like I got tight muscles in places. Should I just kind of...
you could, like, it's not the end of the world. I wouldn't do it
Yeah.
just because like I need to save my hands and times. But if like I'm practicing, yeah, it couldn't hurt. It could hurt you, but if someone like does it wrong. But
So still just...
yeah, if they do it too much, you can do you can cause bruising, and you can cause like internal
shit.
like hematomas and stuff. Like it can be not great. So that's why you don't really want people who aren't fully experienced in it to do it. But you want you don't really want bruising from it. You can get what's called pedicay, which is the little red spots that pop up.
Oh shit.
That's okay. But like bruising the next day, you went a little too ham on there. Yeah, that's a little too much.
I'll stick to cupping. Cupping.
Yeah, cupping's nice. A little too much
It's just that
hematosis
bruising
in there.
That's the only thing about it. The
Oh, yeah,
visual.
the cuppings.
Yeah.
The looks of it.
But it
yeah.
feels great.
Yeah, so that's a good and bad thing. I like IASTM, I like Graston, but I also know how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really recommend it to people who don't know
Yes,
what they're
sir.
doing.
Yeah.
I would
just kind of see.
I'd feel more comfortable with saying, "Hey, go learn how to cup through Google or whatever," than to like, "Hey, go learn
Go
how
teach
to do
yourself.
Graston." Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, but it is a thing, and it's that's not healing nerve injuries isn't what it's used for, but what you do before you go fully into it is called desensitization, where you kind of just scrape the skin up and down and get it used to being touched before it kind of gets in. So you get a little bit more of the more nerve sensation that goes to it. So that's what he was doing for it.
Okay.
But that was a cool thing. But confirmed at least grade 2. They said
Grade
full.
2?
They said full tear. I want to say they said full tear. I find it hard to believe that you can play quarterback. There are multiple fibers in the UCL, so you still have UCL ligaments in there. But if you have a full tear of one of the UCL ligaments, I find it very hard to believe you can go back and play quarterback without having surgery for it. Which is going to be, he's going to be 6 months regardless.
Mm-hmm.
If they can manage to find a way. Again, I'm not an NFL professional athlete doctor. I know regular humans. You won't go back to like playing softball without that.
Yeah, true.
So if they don't have surgery, it's still going to be a 6-month kind of recovery healing time without it. If he does have surgery, look out for this to be a 9-monther type of thing, 9 months to a year. Especially for quarterback, especially because it's even a little different with baseball. Baseball is a little bit of a smaller thing. There's a little bit more bend. There's a bit more bend in the arm for baseball, but football is a heavier ball, so there's just as much, if not more, force on the UCL from it, and you run the risk of having a helmet run into it all the time.
I was just about to say, like,
so
the biggest thing that
getting
take
hit
away.
and getting it bent, and the mechanism of injury, how it got injured, is another like risk of that could happen at any time, any day, essentially, any game that could happen again. And if it's not fully healed, then you don't want to go out there and have that risk of running it again. Yeah. So he's not going to be throwing till August at the earliest. Maybe even, July, August at the earliest he's throwing.
Trey Lance was ACL?
He was broken foot.
Oh, shit.
So broken ankle, I think. Broken ankle and
so was Jimmy
surgeries to repair. Jimmy was
same thing, right?
Foot injury,
Oh.
but not.
Was it Liz
no,
Frank?
he did have surgical, I think. I don't remember if he had surgery or not, actually.
Yeah, I just remember he was supposed to be back by playoffs. Stuff like that.
He's supposed to be back next week.
Damn, not good. Injury prone. Santa Clara.
Does not look good. Does not look good for that team. Not a good look.
Well,
but, I mean, you can't, like, as much as I love to revel in the Niners' downfall and demise, you can't predict that. That just sucks. You don't really want to see that. It's not a good game.
Yeah, that's what I was telling most people too. It's like it would have been better if like we saw a real good game though.
Yeah,
you know
I enjoy the Niners fans crumbling, just because I'm like incredibly biased and have to deal with that every time the Raiders go out. I get the same. Anytime I have
energy.
excuses about it,
Yep, same.
I get
energy.
swung back. You got to deal the hand you're dealt and stuff.
Yeah.
So I leaned into that a little bit, but like deep down, like that's a shitty way to go. That's
exactly.
terrible game. Like
sports.
You got to do what you got to do. You
stuff
can't
like
really
that.
predict, one, the starting quarterback to get hurt, and then two, the backup
to
get
get
concussion.
Oh.
And so it's just. You can't predict that. That sucks.
Yeah,
And
that
there's
sucks.
no shot you're gonna win with that.
Yeah.
No matter how bad you
Totally
unravel
agree.
or whatever, you're just not
Yeah.
gonna.
That's when you leave just punching the air, just pissed
It
off.
sucks. And then Josh Johnson, the backup quarterback, had not a lot of people saw it. He had the same posturing, just not as bad as Tua.
You know, I was actually kind
His
of thinking
fingers got
right now.
stuck and they were stiff. Like he was done. No
Yeah.
shot. He was easily done. That's why they called out from the top. And people are like, oh, what are they doing? They're calling him out for an injury. How do they do that? Second, like. The cameras just saw him on the ground. We're like, yeah, we're not gonna show this.
I kind of want to see. I don't know if this could work. So you know how we kind of just look up stuff. So look up Philadelphia fans who got injured during what they were doing. They were standing on top of the bus stop and the whole shit caved in. And then they said there was injuries and stuff like that. I want to see if, like, what
multiple injuries after collapsing through a glass bus stop. Oh
Yeah.
my god, Philly fans.
Yeah, that's
But
what I say.
this is what I wanted.
wanted.
James and I were talking. We were talking on Chips the other week about how sick it would be to have a Bills Mafia and a Philly fan base just going nuts. Like people are getting smoked regardless. I did see this video. No, I didn't know this was a bus stop.
Pull the video up on the screen.
Oh,
so
yeah,
you
yeah.
can see it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Still got up there.
I'd sit there and be like, cool, now I have a challenge. I'm drunk and I have a challenge. You challenge me. You say I can't do something and I'm almost blackout drunk, or you are blackout drunk. I'm for sure going to try to do that thing. 100% I'm going to try to do that thing. There's 0% chance I'm not going to try to do that thing that you challenge me to do while I'm drunk. That's just what's going to happen.
Yeah.
What was I looking at?
The injuries from it? Or did you have something in your own head?
No, I was going to look up something. I don't remember what it was.
Unless you were thinking about it in your own head.
Oh,
right
no,
before.
the Josh Johnson.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah, they just like immediately went away from this.
Well, because that's what I look like too when he hit
They
his
did
head.
not want to show this at all. Let's see and make sure this is a thing.
Right, it's smack.
Yeah, well,
Would you say this is one of the reasons why they said that you don't?
da-da-da-da. All right, we're good.
Yeah, that's my.
Yeah. All right. Did I shut something off? Oh well. Oh, it might not have been on the YouTube thing.
Ooh.
Good luck. But yeah,
There you go.
this doesn't show it as much.
That sucks.
Yeah, they don't show the aftermath of him
And
posturing.
that's probably how I had a mild concussion. That's because the dude suplexed me in that same way, like when I was in junior high,
Oh,
and I
yeah.
just hit the back of my head, boom, and I was like,
It's not
"Oh
that
shit,
good.
bell rung." Well, I guess that's like an actual. Well, what's a mild concussion compared to a full concussion? That's what I'm saying. That's
I
what
mean,
they
there's not
think.
really a mild concussion.
And that's what I was about to say. I was like, I don't think there's a mild. Like, it's a concussion.
No, it's just a concussion.
Yeah, because that's what they were saying. They're like,
any
oh,
brain
we had a
injury
mild.
is a bad brain injury.
So
Any
I've
brain
had 2
injury causes
concussions.
it. Yeah.
Damn, some
You
bitch.
should have. I think the official research said after 3, it's not good.
All right, I'm 2. It's
So
like
that's-
I'm like a cat with 9 lives. I got them on like 8.
Yeah.
I gotta just get it through 1.
I want to show them if they can show, like,
Him getting up and stuff.
Josh on the ground.
I
Because they cut away from it during the game, then they pulled him out, and they did a replay again of it. But you should be able to see a little bit
when
more.
he was trying to get him up, and it just
Like, you can see his, I think this is the view. You can see his chin strap go up, and you can see,
Yeah, he looked
Boom.
dazed. Boom, dude. Ouch.
Oh, they didn't show it more.
I think. Oh shit, you're right.
There was another view.
Yeah,
of
they're
it.
just showing Bosa like.
Yeah, there's another view, but I'm not gonna sit there and find it. But yeah, that was not a good look. Obvious back of the head hit off of it. He got hit and he laid on the ground a little bit, and then he like looked around like this for a second, and just was like kind of staring off. And then he got up and, anyways, yeah, you can't predict that shit. So it's like as much as I love just feeling it go the other way finally for the Niners.
Shout out 50.
That really is a shitty NBA. Very upset at anyone trying to tell me that my team didn't earn it when we're on our fourth quarterback, to be honest. And that's the only nice thing you're going to hear me say about the Niners and their kind of situation, that it kind of sucks, but also I'm a Raider fan, and Derek Carr broke his back when he was third in MVP voting, and then we lost to Tom Savage and the Texans, so you have zero sympathy from me.
Yep, I don't.
Everybody.
They ain't got none for me either.
So it is what it is. But yeah, that was the only real injury I'm trying to see, other than Patrick Mahomes just being an animal. Remember when everybody thought Patrick Mahomes was going to finish last in AFC West voting? And everyone else who's actually paid attention to the AFC West is like, I don't know if you guys understand who this man is.
Yeah, everybody on Chiefs was like, oh, Chiefs are probably going to have a bad year. I don't know if they could defense. Nope. Nobody's on their defense. They have a bunch of no-names.
I don't remember that, but I guarantee that's not what James said. Absolutely not. We had the conversation, too. Like, there is 0% chance I can see Patrick Mahomes not making the playoffs, no matter his team.
I feel like James said that.
No
I could
way.
be wrong.
He was going the other way. He was saying Broncos, guaranteed. He was saying Broncos are going to suck.
That's true. Yeah.
He didn't say Broncos are going to suck, and probably
we thought
Chargers should be better than they will end up being, and then they're going to have a bunch of injuries that let him down.
Right.
Which
he was high on the Chargers,
what
Raiders, and then he wasn't high on Chiefs, or maybe not as.
But
much,
we all were.
We all thought
Chiefs are going to make the playoffs, and then if they're healthy, they make it, and then all you need is one leg for Mahomes.
You think Jameis is ever coming back after those 4 discs? I'm gonna ask this.
I don't know. The broken back. No, you asked me off camera, but I mean, he should come back. He might be like super gun shy. Like, a back injury is like debilitating. Not being able to move for a little bit is like gets to you on more than just like a football scale. Like, that's your life you're living and you can't move. Like, you're scared to move for a little bit. Like that's.
Do you usually have like patients that kind of break down in that sense too sometimes? Or has it happened in your experience?
I've had my fair share of patients cry on me.
It's like it's too hard.
Not from pain. Yeah, we've had one. If you get consistent complications with something that's not like generally too difficult. I had someone who had consistent swelling and stuff, and kept getting bursitis and kept getting weird things happen after the surgery, and she kind of broke down a couple times. So you gotta take him in a room and talk to him, and that's part of the reason why we have to take so many psychology classes too, is you have to understand that how to talk to different types of people. Which that
are dealing with something very serious.
Yeah, to be able to understand how to put it to them and when to shut up. When am I just listening to you? And then when is this a cry? Like, when is this a cry for help, or when is this a facade? So you and it's really hard to call people out, and you just try to let them roll and see how.
Like, kind of just basically what you feel.
Yeah, it's more complicated than that, but I think you guys get it, of like, you have to be able to navigate the waters effectively and know when, like, all right, this is not my place to push. Obviously, there's probably more going on behind the scenes. I don't need to ask about it, but I bring it up. I bring it up all the time to people. If I notice that they haven't gotten better for a while, maybe I'll slip in and ask, like, hey, how's home going? You know, what's going on over there? Like, I know you have a wife. Do you have any kids or anything? Or like, what's going on with that? And then they'll start laying into me, or not laying into me, but they'll start like letting things, trickle out. Like, like my daughter's back living with us and blah, blah, blah. And like, that could be a point of, stress, and a point of, trouble, and a point of like, if you got to take care of a bunch of other things that you haven't been telling me, like if your daughter, like for instance, I have a patient whose daughter has been in and out of a mental care, like an institution. So they'd come live with her. She's like gone out in the rain and like ran out into the street trying to get hit by cars, like mentally unstable. So I have a patient that's dealing with that. And so if I notice he's kind of going off, or he's like not getting better, he's like, it's been really bad lately. Like, my back's been killing me, or my hip's been killing me, or whatever it is. I'll try to lean into it and be like, hey, like, how's so and so doing? Is she okay? Is she back at home? And then more often than not, I'll be like, well, she ran out again, and we had to get her, and we had to call her like officer to get her back in, and blah blah. And she didn't want to come in, and she hasn't wanted to eat for a while, so we've been trying to eat for him, and like, it doesn't sound like much, but that's like a whole ass like I'm babysitting now as like a 70-year-old person, whoever this is. Like that's a lot of stress on you, and you're getting up. Did you have to do anything for yourself? No, but you had to get up. You had to make food for her. You had to bring it up to her. You had to do this. And that's all a bunch of extra stuff you're not used to doing. And so that's a big part of it is kind of that emotional aspect of stress does pertain like to your pain too. Like stress can lead to hair loss. Stress can lead to getting sick. Stress can be led to, losing sleep. Stress can be all those are your health. Like it can also lead to inflammation in the body. It can lead to decreased healing times. It could lead to, just CRPS, complex regional pain syndrome. It could lead to, myofascial pain syndrome. It could lead to all these other things that can just cause trouble as you're going through it.
So this actually brings up a good thing that I was like, I heard before. It could be a myth, of course. I want you to, if you could debunk it. Where they say that stress like is held up on your upper back, like up in your trap area. Is that like a thing? Because I've heard that before. It's like, oh, your stress is all knotted up in here. In this type of region. Like, could it be a specific area? And you're just, what'd you think?
If you hold it anywhere, it's going to be there because you're uptight. You're trying to explain something. When that happens, you draw yourself in. So anytime you feel insecure, you want to bring it close to you. So you want anything tight. So you want it nice, tight. I don't want to loose. I'm not like when they say like relax, get loosey goosey. Like that's the exact opposite of stressed. Is you're wound up tight is because you're tense.
So
and
up there.
So you can have stress there. Usually there's a muscle that holds your shoulders up, and that's usually the most irritated one when that happens because it's the one on tight, and you can like sit here and relax, but you never really know how tight you are until you like take a breath, try to relax everything. So but that's also due to people sitting in chairs like this the whole time. That's true. If you have your arms, you want your arms rested, but if your arms are resting and your shoulders are up, you're gonna naturally use those a lot more too, because you have to do that to lift your arm up anytime you go move it. So that's doing more stuff. So yes and no. Okay. Like it's definitely a thing that I'll like if I know if I'm working on someone's neck in particular and it's like coming in worse, I'll like, if you are stressed out, it can make it worse.
Got it.
Okay. But that's just what a lot of people do. Cause a lot of people that have that stress that they're holding on to.
Cause you're saying you're tight.
I don't want to put this the wrong way. But most of the time they're Silicon Valley desk workers.
That's true.
High tech, high stress. I'm getting paid, 6-figure salary, and I'm trying to like manage a bunch of people, and I'm doing this, and I'm sitting on board meetings all day, and I'm like this in my chair, and I'm like maybe I'm slumped back because my back hurts a little bit, and then that causes my shoulders to rise even more. So there, yes and no. Yes, because you do get tight when you have that stress, but also no, as in if you did a different job, you wouldn't be there. It's placed there because that's how you're placed at the moment when you're stressed.
Okay, interesting.
But yeah, it is definitely we come into, and that's I am very aware of my patients that have kind of the shoulder pain and the levator and upper trap like issues from it, and I do like tend to be like, hey, like take a breath every once in a while. Like you got to keep living your life.
Was there anything special that you remember that it was like key points that you hit for your patient that was kind of like super stressed? Like they're like in your studies, like do they have you go through a certain type of step 1, step 2, step 3 to see?
Not particularly. Okay. They tell you to play the person. So you got to understand who you're talking to. If I'm talking to someone who's like very go alpha me, which is a lot of the people that get to the top of that, like that are in those businesses, let's be real. You gotta pertain to that personality. I'm gonna talk to them differently than I'm gonna talk to someone who relies on external opinion and relies on external feedback and stuff, and relies on these other things. If someone's a big alpha, I'm gonna make them feel validated and make them come up with the solution themselves. Am I tricking them in a way? Meh. But I'm going to sit there and be like, well, what do you think is the issue? Because if you're that type of personality, you've gone over everything in your head. You've done research before you come to see me.
Yeah. So
you already know. You already have an idea and are just waiting for me to validate your idea. What's wrong with you? Now, if I can get that person to admit to themselves that, hey, I know what's wrong with me. It's my idea. I think that I should do this, or I think I need to take a break, or I think from the information that you've gave me that I have come up with. So it's a little bit of you're playing on the narcissism of people, but also, hey, that's just who you are. I don't care. I'm not going to change who you are for 12 visits of therapy or whatever it is. I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to sit there and say, hey, this type of person you are, I can tell. Or it's going to take me a little bit. Like, I don't know, maybe that isn't who you are. Maybe that's who you came off to me, and maybe I guessed wrong and it won't work. But I'm going to play off of that. If someone who's a me person, I'm going to say, hey, here is what's happening to you. Here is what we should do to solve it. How do you think we can do that? And so I tell that, and they'd be like, well, I like to take walks. I'll go take a walk, and I'll blah, blah. And I'll be like, all right, take a walk. Good job. Just like, so because you're taking a walk, you're going to be relaxing doing that. And I'm going to basically attach what I want them to do onto their idea. Say, all right, like, that's good.
And
like,
then I'm like,
why don't you should go take a walk. You should set a timer for a bit, like every hour, get up and like take a little stroll around, take a deep breath and sit down and kind of relax when you get down. That'd be a very good idea. Very good thing for you to do is to go take that walk, but do all the other things that I'm telling you to do with it. Is taking the walk going to help you? Not particularly. Everyone could probably use a walk every once in a while. So I'm going to say, yeah, that'd be good for you. Of course. Sure. But what I want you to just do what I want you to do on top of what you think you should do. And that person's going to take it and be like, yeah, like I told the doc and I talked to him about like walking around, and they were like, yeah, they agreed with me and they thought it was a good idea. So I started walking around again, and they'll be way more buy-in to something they feel like they helped create. And so that's kind of the goal that you want to do. So kind of make them feel like they did the discovery, not negate their idea. Correct. Exactly. That's the one. Yes, as long as it's not harmful as well. That's the one thing is, I know that you're already have done all this research and gotten into it, I'm not going to tell you what to do. You're not going to believe me, or you're going to go to someone else who's going to confirm your idea. Just like we do in sports all the time of like, I thought that they played a bad game. I'm going to go find an article that tells me that. And then I'm going to send that article to all my friends to confirm my idea that I already came up with. I'm guilty of doing it all the time. Is I'll sit there and I'll read an article and be like, I don't think that's what happened in the game. And I'll go read another article and be like, I think that's what happened in the game. Like, did anyone give me any more information? No, but I found an article that went with my beliefs, and that's what I want. So you're kind of doing that to them. You're kind of giving them different articles with the headline they want to read. And then when they get to it, you're like, hey, actually, do this. Take a freaking breath every 30 minutes and relax your shoulders, and whatever else you want to do, as long as it's not bad for you, do that.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's a lot of what we do. Now, that's the main person. That's
the big dog.
I call those guys my Starbucks people. I think I've talked to this before, how they're very particular. I'm special. I need this caramel soy frappuccino with one shot of espresso and half a pump of oat milk, and I need 2 dashes of cinnamon in it. And that's exactly how I like it. That's the best way that I have my coffee, is that. And so if you get those people, that's just, I'd see that order and be like, oh, that's a great order. Why don't we add like a little bit of, let's add some like turmeric in that. Let's add this a little bit. Like, I think that'd be good too. Do you think that'd be good? And they'd be like, yeah, I could see that. Like, I could see that. That'd be good. But it's really like, I don't give a crap about any of the other stuff. I just wanted this turmeric in there to help with inflammation or whatever. Like, that's how you're going to have to do it, and just make sure none of that's harmful to them. So sorry, I hit it right on the head. As long as it's not harmful, we're going to make you do it. But if I got someone who's kind of needs that constant affirmation, I'm gonna pose it differently. Same exact problem. They're in a desk all the time. They manage a bunch of people. Blah blah blah. They're up on the food chain, whatever it is. And if they come to me and be like, I don't know what to do. Tell me what to do. I'm gonna sit there and be like, hey, I want you to. Then I'll have something to where you can show me that you did it. You're trying to please me. Maybe not me in particular. I'm not great, but you want to show someone for something, and you want someone to tell you you're doing the right thing.
And also helping you keep yourself accountable.
Right. And so for those types of patients, I'll be like, hey, I want you to, I want you to set a timer. Every hour, try to set a timer, and I want you to breathe. Just all I want you to do is kind of deep breathe for 2 minutes and just relax. And I want you to check off every time you do it. You take 2 minutes out of your day every hour. So that's less than 10 minutes a day throughout the work day. Less than 10 minutes a day. and you check off that you breathe for those 2 minutes, and I want you to keep a log of that. Is that the same thing as walking? It's going to take you about 2 minutes to walk around. You're going to be relaxing your shoulders when you're walking around, but you're going to be purposeful, and you're going to meditate, and you're going to think about this. So when you meditate, I want you to think about, all right, I need to relax my shoulders. I need the energy. I need to have, if they're like a little like aura-y or they like horoscope or whatever it is, I don't care. Think about your good energy that's going around. Bring in the good energy in you. Do I believe that particularly? Does that help me? Hell no. But is it going to help you? Yeah. Whatever you need to believe in. What relaxes you? What do you think about? Do you have a white noise machine? Put on a white noise machine for 2 minutes and sit back there and relax. Make a check mark off, and then I want you to show me next time. Show me the check marks that you did. And so maybe they'll stay on it, maybe they won't. But if they don't, they'll come in and be like, look, I couldn't do it. Like, I didn't do it, and this is why. And I'll be like, that's okay. Like, let's start then. Let's start, every 2 hours then. Then we can go to every hour. Like, try to do it. If you skip an hour, it's okay. But, like, try to do that. And so that's that type of person who's a little bit more, like, person-pleasing. You want them to do that. And that's how you have to talk to them and get that kind of mention out there. And it takes a lot to realize the type of person you are as well, so that you can kind of help them out. Like, I'm not going to be I'm not like a heavy type A, but I'm not someone who's going to make check marks every time I meditate. That's not going to work for me. Yeah. I'll do what you kind of tell me to every once in a while, or do whatever. Maybe I'll set a timer. Like, I'm okay with setting a timer to do things. I'm not going to make check marks to show you. That doesn't matter to me. But am I going to sit here and force you into like something that I want to do? Not particularly. At this point, I understand who I am. Maybe 5 years ago, I might have been that person where I'm going to want to think of it. So, like, if it's not my field, maybe I'm going to want to think of it. So, like, bring me, roundabout me. Make me go walk around just so I can relax. But, like, so those are the things that's probably the most time-consuming and just, like, mentally exhausting part of my job is doing that. And so when I have those patients, I get home and I'm just, like, wiped.
Yeah.
Oh, my
God. It's much more of a mental thing.
I don't have a social battery.
Like, you really have to, you have to give that energy. And you're kind of already at a low vibe of energy. And it's like, I don't want to give you my energy.
And I just don't enjoy, like, catering to people. I think it's, I don't know. To me, you're injured. You're coming in here. Like, why wouldn't you want to get better? Shut up and listen to me. Like, I'm the professional. You're not. Sit down and shut up. Love those patients. My favorite patients. Whatever you want me to do, dog. Trust me.
Yeah, it's true, though.
What do you want me to do? It hurts a little bit. Should I keep going? Yes or no? You say yes, I'll do it. If you say no, I won't. Like, that's optimal. I would love that. I'm sure that's every person's favorite person, though, that just kind of does what you tell them. But that's not the word we're living.
For, like,
Yeah, Sarah said doctors sound like the medical version of primary school teachers. Essentially, because we're kind of, for the most part, you're the most basic level of medical understanding.
Yeah.
And maybe you Googled it, maybe you know your times table, but once you get into an actual problem, you don't know anything. So
see, my only guys that I get are the, like, I just want to lift heavy, the ego lifters.
Yeah.
Like those guys.
Put as much weight as you can on it.
Yeah. Exactly.
How much can I do?
Those are the guys that irk me. But everybody else, for the most part, you're just teaching everybody like a very primary level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So that's probably the long-winded talk about Jameis Winston having an issue in his back, but it affects you. It affects you, and you have people that break down on you. And I've had a day where I had 4 people cry on me in the same day, and I was so tired. When I got
about to
home.
say that sounds like your worst day.
Everyone's okay. No one
exactly.
No one died or anything. Everyone's okay. But it was
my
God. It's exhausting. I've also actually had the day where I've had people die on me. Like, not to be morbid or anything, but like I've had those days too. And again, it's exhausting. Yeah. Being mentally exhausted is way different than being physically exhausted at all. So it's a little different, but it's still like
that's the tough part in your job.
Yeah. Sure. Luckily, I don't really have to deal with that now. I don't work with geriatrics, and I don't really work in like I do work a little bit geriatrics, but like most of mine are, they can at least get out of the house to get to me, so they're not like hospice or anything.
Yeah.
And I don't work in like an hospital where they have that stuff. But yeah, that's the toughest part is trying to figure out. And I mean, you kind of have it too, is like trying to figure out how to talk to people. Like every person's a little different, and you just want to make sure that you're like doing the best you can for them, but you also have to like change who you are a little bit to make it possible.
Yeah, no, for sure. So you got to fit their vibe in a sense necessarily too. Like for some people are like, they get in and they're ready to work, and some like I really have to try to motivate them to kind of get going a little bit. Yeah. But actually, I don't. I think I kind of
Well, a lot of times they're coming to you. They kind of want to be there if they're coming to you outside of just someone getting to the gym. But still, like
And then sometimes but
sometimes they
like
use it as an excuse.
I go to the gym sometimes and I don't feel like I have the juice. You know what I'm saying? So like I kind of let it play. It's like, how do you feel today? Like, but you showed up. Like I'm proud of you for at least showing up. Like we could kind of keep it light. We could do like an active rest day. You know what I'm saying? Like if you want to come in
let's
and
do
with
stretch, let's mobility, let's do whatever.
So I kind of play to their like mood at that point, and then
active rest day. I've never heard of that. I get it though.
Yeah,
like,
no, it's exactly.
Never heard it explained like that.
Yeah, that's necessarily like my Sundays are active rest days. I just
interesting. Okay.
Just get blood flowing. You know, motion is lotion.
Walk around,
still,
move
yeah,
around,
exactly.
do something.
Walk the treadmill. Kind of maybe hit a light bike or something like that. But I don't play ball. I don't really like. I'm not even lifting.
Yeah.
I might like do a couple like core exercises and stuff like that, but that's it. And to take off. But yeah, I like that. Now that like hearing from your perspective, like I'm glad that most people just come and just listen to me because they just have to listen to like whatever you say, man. Like go, but it's only for like that one client I had that used. I've seen videos like trying to be ego lift and everything like that. Stuff.
I've seen videos. I've done the research.
Yeah, I've done this.
I just want you to watch
just
me
like,
do this.
hey, bro, like it's like, not what we're here for.
Yeah, it's tough. The worst part of my job is dealing. Not the worst, but one of the worst parts is dealing with people and validating the amount of. I've had enough people who are either workman's comp claim trying to just fleece the system, or people that come in that don't actually have something wrong with them, trying to get validation for quote unquote maybe having a little bit of pain, but not actually having something wrong with them, and they've just done it for so long, and then you can't sit there and just be like nothing's wrong with you, because then you're kind of a shitty clinician and you won't have as many patients if people get wind that you're just doing that. Yeah. But I've definitely had a guy that I've talked with him. Trying to think of a way to put this. So we just have this guy. We'll name him Jerry. Mm-hmm. So we have Jerry. Jerry comes in. He has this knee pain or whatever. It's whenever he plays, cricket or whatever. And he comes in and he has this knee pain, and it's hurting him, and it's causing him not to be able to clean the house. It's causing him not to be able to clean, not to be able to do some of these things, not to be able to cook, not to do whatever. So he comes in. He's like, "Yeah, I just got the nagging knee pain." We're like, "Okay, I don't need let's look at it, do some tests, do whatever. Like, looks okay. Like nothing's loose, nothing's bad. Like when I poke in here, I can't really find a spot that you've jumped at me before. Like after I asked you, does it hurt here? Then you were like, oh yeah, it hurts here. So I don't really believe you, but I'm keeping that to myself. And I'm like, all right, well let's do some things. Let's try to do some things. Can't do more than bike for maybe 10 minutes because it hurts. Like, all right, well we'll go off. If it hurts that bad, then you should go get it looked at. Let's go get it. Let's go get imaging. I don't have X-ray vision. Goes to get an MRI. Nothing's wrong with it. Maybe minor laxity or something in the ACL or whatever. Minor laxity. Nothing that I would ever think anyone's going to need. It's like, all right, we'll do some stability training. We'll tighten up the knee if that laxity is causing anything. Do some stability training. Doesn't change anything. No change in. Always still has pain. Always still has this. Always still has that. And it's like, all right, well, bring you back. Let's send you. Like the doc looked at you and said it was instability. And it's like, all right, we're watching. Let's do this right now. Let's do some stability. Let's see, this muscle is activating. Like technically it's stable. It's not loose. You're okay. He was like, no. It hurts when I do this, whatever. I see him walking around fine. He comes on in, and Jerry's still, we've gone through maybe 25 visits at this point, which is too much. And I'm like, Jerry, there's nothing, like don't do it. So he goes and gets another opinion from a doc. The doc's like, there's nothing wrong with you. Goes to get another opinion from a doc. Doc's like, well, let's get more imaging. Take imaging with me. Makes him do some more imaging. Says there's nothing wrong with you. Keeps coming back. Still's instability. Still seeing me for still trying to train. Still has this pain. Still can't cook. Still can't clean. Still can't do errands. Still can't do all these things. It's like, well, nothing's wrong with you. Yeah. Not sensitive enough. I see him walking around. Like he'll leave the clinic. We got windows. I see him walking fine as he walks in and limps in. So he just kind of wants this validation, and I'm like, kind of not. I can't bring myself to just give it to him. And so he finally goes to get a fourth opinion from this doc, and he says, "Oh, we should do ACL surgery. It's going to help you out." Yeah, this happens more often than you think. And so he comes in. And he's like, "All right, well." So he comes in and tells me, he was like, all right, so I went to this guy and he says he's going to do surgery. And I'm like, man, I don't like that. I don't I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think, you shouldn't have this surgery. It's unnecessary.
Mm-hmm.
Like, complications can arise in surgery. Like, you just shouldn't do this. So I talked to him, and I'm like, all right, well, I want to talk to the doc. Like, let me see. We've been doing this so much. He was like, oh, there you go. And so I reached out to the doc that's on file without him, because he was like, no, don't worry about it. Like, I'll go take it. So I sent an email to the doc on file and said, hey, this concerns me. I remember getting your report and saying that there wasn't that much to do with it. And he was like, oh, yeah, I'm not cutting him up. And so I'm like, what are you talking about? And so Jerry comes in again, and I'm like, so Jerry, I just talked to your doc, so-and-so, and he said he's not. Like, am I wrong? What's going on here? He's like, no, I went to this other guy. And so I talked to the 3 docs that I knew that he went to go see. None of them knew that he got opinions from the other docs. And then this 4th doc, none of them knew about. So he went to 4 different doctors for 4 different opinions till he found, just kind of like what we talked about. So he found a guy that wanted to do what he wanted to do.
Yeah, I fucking knew it.
I think I need ACL surgery because this one MRI says my ACL is a little bit lax and that I need to do something about it. And so I need to do this so I can validate all of this pain that I feel like I have. Maybe I have very low pain tolerance, but like he had this pain, he went to get it validated. And so he did, and some did it. He had the surgery. Now all of a sudden the pain's gone. Do I think the surgery solved it? No, but I think he had his feelings validated, and I think he got enough empathy and sympathy that he's like, I can get out of this, and now it's going to be a big, like, me having pain-free after this is now a recovery and a hero story.
Yeah.
And so look at all this pain that I went through.
I've had ACL surgery.
I went through this for years, and I had all this pain, and doctors wouldn't do anything about it, and so I had this surgery, and it fixed it immediately. No matter the increased pain that I'm going through now, fixed it immediately. This dude was yelling when we were trying to bend his leg, screaming, causing a ruckus in the clinic to where we like had to tell other patients like,
he's good,
he's okay. Like he's okay. Nothing's
Jerry.
wrong. Like he's fine.
Jerry's just a little extra.
And so
actually a lot extra. God damn it.
And that's some of the that's a very, very extreme. He's the only case I've had that went to that extreme, but I've definitely had people who went to go see second, third opinions so they can get validated. Like, yeah, I actually have this injury. And then they send him out, and then once someone tells them they have the injury, and like, all right, well, let's go through this, and maybe we'll come in and attack it differently. Like, okay, well, since that's the case, let's do this, and maybe we'll be easy on them for a week and then go back to doing the same shit we were doing. But to them, we changed up the therapy because they had something different. And so they were validated. Now I have this pain. Now I can have this pain. Now that someone tells me something was wrong, I can improve from it because something was wrong. If I improve from nothing, they're going to think, what are you doing?
Yep.
And so that's the hardest part, is having to validate that and to sit there and try to talk to people. And I had to treat him the whole time. I saw him for 30 plus visits, and I was like, this guy is full of shit. And I have more than one patient like that, but like, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
You got to deal with it, and that's kind of the game you play. That's why healthcare and like workman's comp claims and like insurance kind of, one, they're greedy. So that's the whole thing. Yeah. 2 is like, that's the game it plays. Like, that's what you got to do. Is because they're trying to save as much money as possible too, trying to make you go through all these things, but also they want to avoid Jerry's from taking it from all their money, because he's using them for insurance. Like he hit his deductible, and so by the time he got the surgery, it was magically at the end of the year in November, December, when he met his full deductible, and you have to pay for the surgery because it was covered by insurance all the way he already met it. So he was already in his mind, I'm already going to have the surgery. I'm going to pay my deductible anyways. I'm going to go through all this surgery or all this PT, all these MRIs, whatever it is. I'm going to go through my deductible, pay it through, and then eventually it's going to be free because I'm going to go get the surgery that I wanted to do anyways.
It's crazy.
And so it's like, that was a long-winded way to see people like fleece the system and try to they're going to hunt for an answer no matter what you say. And if you don't give them the answer that they want, and they're strong enough in their they'll just go find someone that'll tell them what they want to hear.
That's nuts.
And then he almost wants to come back purposefully to us to be like, see, something was wrong. Like, help me.
Told you.
Yeah. So it's, that one's kind of frustrating. Even when I see him now, like, he's doing fine now.
Yeah, of course.
He's great now.
Of course,
he's fine.
He's great.
But yeah, he's screaming bloody murder. Like I've had 14-year-olds with ACL surgery. They handle 14-year-old girls who tore their ACL playing JV or freshman basketball. They handle the surgery and kind of the therapy leading up to it so much better than him. And he's like a 30-something-year-old man.
I can't believe it.
It was unbelievable. Jerry, you suck.
Fucking Jerry. I was
But,
actually thinking
yeah.
right now, the other thing that's pretty difficult with my clients that I've learned throughout the year is actually being able to like understand them through their like heavy accents. I have a lot of clients that have super heavy accents from wherever they're from, and it's sometimes I'm like I always have to be like, huh? Like, wait, what'd you say? What'd you say? You know what I'm saying?
Or like you want to do this, or like you kind of have to repeat back to them
Yeah,
what you think they said, and then
yeah.
if not, it's like I really gotta listen right now. I, gotta get I can't speak wrong twice.
Yeah, that's it's and then also how I feel like I have to explain things too. Sometimes there's like a language barrier,
Right.
But it's fun to work through. I told one of my clients that I want to learn like some Chinese words. I don't know the actual language of it, but stuff like that. I was like, maybe that's what we're here. You know, like I'll learn a couple words. Like how would you say pool or like stuff that I could
Pool,
use.
like sit down.
Yeah, like you know, saying, like,
Chotai. Chotai means sit down, I think, unless they taught me bad words when I was younger.
they probably
Which is
did.
very possible.
Yeah,
I'm sorry
that's-
if I cursed anybody out right now. But
Said
I'm
the
pretty sure
worst shit.
Chotai means like sit down.
Yeah, that probably says shut the fuck up.
No, that's Chotai Maksen.
Yeah,
I knew that one.
you that one.
But anyways,
Yeah,
that's
fun.
no, I get what you're saying too. I have trouble with that too.
It's a little rough sometimes.
But yeah, man, that's life. That's medical field. That's you deal with anything that you deal with subjectively for a job is going to be tough. Just like pain subjective. I can't tell you whether you're right or wrong with pain. If someone tells me I have pain, I can't be like, no, you don't. It's not gonna. It doesn't work that way.
It hurts. It's a 5.
Yeah, if
It's a
someone like
10.
doesn't send an email, you can be like, no, I didn't get it. You haven't sent it. That's objective. You didn't do this, and I can't really. There's no emails that I can say you didn't send. I can't do that.
So what was your like besides like a sports, like playing sports in the NFL or whatever? Was there another dream job of yours other than just kind of going into physical therapy?
I wanted to be an athletic trainer because I thought that would be on the field more. Until I realized half their job is taping ankles and carrying water. And then I didn't like that.
You're like,
I tape enough ankles just volunteering that I'm like, yeah, I'm okay with that. I thought it was cool because I was like, oh, I'm like
on
doing
the field?
something.
You're there?
Now that I know how to do it, it's one of those like, you get a new shirt and you want to put it on. You want to like walk around in it, or you get new shoes. You want to. That was kind of like I was with taping. I was like, oh, this is really cool. Like I want to get all of these new shoes. I want to wear these. I'm gonna wear these new shoes every day. I get to tape and I'm like, all right, this is. I'm glad I know how to do it, but it's like very. I don't like doing this. I don't want to do this for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
every day.
Anything else non-sports related?
I want to be a vet.
Oh,
When I was a kid, I wanted to be a vet until I realized you had to put animals down, and like 11-year-old me couldn't take that heartbreak. It's like, no,
like,
I just
don't wanna
wanted
be
to
part
help
of
them.
that.
I didn't want to kill them.
I don't wanna be part
All
of
right,
that.
well, that's a thing.
I think my new dream job, if I would ever go back, is I would want to be a pilot.
Interesting.
Seems like a pretty chill, cool job. I mean, dealing with like jet lag and stuff like that too. For the most
flying
you
all
get
the
paid.
time.
You get paid pretty
Yeah.
well. You're just.
I mean,
kinda
if you like
flying
to
different
travel,
places.
that's sick.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that's where my life is. Like if I was just me, 33, but I was like, wish I was a pilot right now. It's just kind of
Yeah, like I wish I spent however many years and got my shit figured out. I could have my
That'd
wings
be
right
cool.
now.
I'd be in the sky, just
Yeah.
flying around.
Yeah, one of my friends from high school that I randomly still keep in contact. Didn't really talk to him. We weren't really friends or anything, but like he recently got like his official wings. I think he's a Delta pilot now.
What?
I was like, oh, good for you, dude. I haven't talked to in 10 years.
But we know each other.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on with you. Probably haven't talked to you in 15 years. I probably didn't even talk to you my entire senior year of high school. I didn't really care. But like for some reason we're Facebook friends, and I just watched you get your wings. Congratulations.
There you go, man.
Way to go, you.
Way to go, Facebook.
Way to go, guy.
um.
That's cool.
So I was actually kind of doing something because again something came up on the stupid idea of toes in and toes out.
Mm-hmm.
What were the muscles that you say are more activated when you have toes out again?
So when your toes are out, usually your IT band is tighter, and you have more of your. Let me go over this. I'm not incorrect on this. I did go over this. When your toes are out, you put more stress on the inside of your knees, but you also put more stress on your external rotators of your hip to push up. So it's more glutes when your toes out When your toes in, I believe it's more quad heavy. I could be wrong if there's other
Okay.
people that correct me.
Mhm.
But my understanding as far as biomechanics come, if you have your toes out and you still have your knees in appropriate positioning, in order to keep your knees at that position, you need to have more external rotation of the hip as you're lifting it up. So it puts more of your glutes in it. If your knees are inside to try to keep it from going outside, you would need to have more quad to keep your knees straight and in alignment. And I guess hamstrings, like medial hamstrings. You're obviously still using glute because it's a squat, but I think toes out puts more stress on the inside of your knee, but also more stress on your glutes. Unless you're doing it poorly, in which you have more stress on the inside of your knee and your glutes aren't doing it. So that's when I get into this issue of like, should I do my squat with this or that? Is like, technically, if you're doing it right, it'll do this. But if you're just have your feet out and you're doing it wrong, you're just gonna F your knees up, you know?
Because they were saying like 10 degrees. So I figured.
Again, as long as you keep your knees over your toes appropriately. A lot of times when people have that out, they do it so that their knees can drop in. And then that puts more onus on your ligaments to help your knees stay up. And as long as you're healthy, but you could develop knee pain from that.
Yeah, because
especially lifting heavy.
Because as I was just going through all the analysis and all this other data and all this other stuff, they said most of the time, if you're just kind of like for people who are just they're trying to get gains, they said the biggest thing is doesn't matter necessarily if the toes are straight or out. It's actually the depth of the squat.
Yeah, depth of the squat and just the activation as you go up. Again, your knees could be straight, but your knees can still drop in.
Yeah, and then I started going down that rabbit hole of like, okay, well then how deep is deep? So they're saying like 120 degrees.
Past 90, yeah.
Yeah. So and exactly. So I was like, oh, I don't.
So for power squatting, that's fine. When I see someone go under 90 degrees, I'm thinking ACL shear, and I'm like, I don't want that. I'm never gonna have someone go past 90 degrees if I'm in a physical therapy clinic, just because there's no real.
Yeah. No. Exactly.
Unless it's very, very, very specific reasoning, like, oh, you need to work on this type of thing, But generally, if I'm doing squats for like lower extremity strengthening, there's no shot I'm going past 90 because that just puts more shear force on that ACL pushing forward, and I don't need that. That's not my
exactly,
thing.
Yeah.
But for powerlifting, that's to get the full.
They were saying
contraction out of it,
and that's what the studies were showing. They're showing that you get much more if you're going that low and stuff like that. And then I was like, well, I guess just for my clients, I would never have them go that low either. I don't even if it's for the games.
Again,
you know,
your clients aren't powerlifting.
No, exactly. Like, you know what I'm saying?
There's
like,
no reason
that's
for
not
them to have to do that
stuff either.
It's more what I have been hearing, and we were taught in school too, was it's called the screw out. So when your feet are on the ground, you want to push them into the ground, and then as you're doing your squat, you almost want to do that screw out like you'd be putting your feet outside. As you're coming up, you want to have that kind of open up with the knees and try to open up your toes as you're doing it, because that'll engage the glute more. I've heard of that, and I agree with it's forcing the activation from your glutes to do that if you're constantly trying to basically push your knees out. So I've heard of that, like the screw home mechanism is what they're doing with it.
And then I saw some other things. I'll just tell you the things I saw. So I saw somebody, they put elastic, the resistance bands around their heels, bottom of their heels on both sides, and they pressed out as they were doing squats. They were trying to keep their hands out, and they're saying that it helps build much more of what was the word he used? I actually have it still.
I don't understand why you'd want an internal rotation at the hip when you're doing a squat. That sounds like you're putting more pressure on your knees.
Yeah, I don't. I'll show you here. We can't put it up there. Let me see who I sent it to. And we had this discussion about the squat.
I could be wrong, but I don't see a reason why that's good.
Yeah, I just want you to see what he said. What was his name? Homie I haven't talked to in a minute. I kind of posted it. Because it was funny, because the one thing that he did say, it was pretty funny, is he said that toes out are for dancers and ballet. Toes straight are for athletes.
False. Ballet has straight toes, but go on.
Yes. So then as an, oh, here it is. Cool. So I'll show you. Where'd it go? Oh no! I guess they deleted the video. Well, of course that makes sense. But yeah, no. So, but he had his clients. He's a doctor in physical therapy, and he has exactly. Oh,
I mean,
man,
I'm sure he is, but it seems like you're trying too hard to get a.
And exactly, and then me and my friend were talking about maybe
Why would you just don't do that with your squats?
Check it out. No, doctor. There you go. Fitness trainer. He does all this crazy stuff. So you could.
Oh God, no.
So a lot of resistance, different crazy. This is supposed to do blue and the balance training of all this, and then he actually works with the NFL players.
Yeah, that's with NFL players. I'm not doing any of that for a regular ass client or any physical therapist. Unless you're a professional athlete, I'm not doing any. No, that's terrible for your knee. That's awful for you. That's really, really bad for your knee. You should not do that.
Okay, cool. And I
that's
figured
bad for a regular
so,
person. No.
Yeah.
For those of you who weren't, he had his like leg out and his foot was like on an elastic band. And he was doing like a side plank where it only had his elbow and that foot on this elastic band that was at like a waist height.
Just shaking.
No, it's not good. That's too much valgus force, and you're causing excessive force on the MCL for what?
Yeah.
For some lateral core strengthening? No, don't do that. Stop it. That's dumb. Don't do that. Those are dumb. Is it hard?
Do you like
is it hard to do
bands like little? Oh, well, I guess that's kind of like physical. Yeah, those are good. Right?
I don't mind any of those. That's just too much. That's too extra. That's
those,
what
people that. But that's what people
are the
doing.
TikTok. That's the TikTok therapist of like, oh, let me find the coolest, hardest thing to do that I could technically explain makes it better. Yeah. Even though there's 1,000 other ways to do it much safer and just as effective. But I'm going to do this because no one's ever seen this before, and this is going to be a cool thing to do.
For next week, I'll try to see if we could pull some clips from this guy.
Yeah, and I'll be like, here, you can pull those up, and I'll be like, here's how you can do it better. Here's a much safer way to do exactly what he wants you to do.
Yeah, I wonder how we could do that. Put it on stream, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah. You just don't do it. Just don't do it. You want? Oh man, that's dumb. Use sliders. I guarantee I can do everything in there with a furniture.
How do you feel about leg extensions? Because I've heard some.
It's not supposed to be. It's not good for you. For the ACL.
Okay.
So if you have an ACL injury, you never ever. If you have had one, don't do leg extensions.
Even if you do it at a higher, like if you start off at the starting point.
Does
that matter?
The problem with it is what's called shear. So your tibia is the top of your tibia, your shin bone is what's connected to your ACL. When you put pressure onto the bottom of it, when you kick forward, it's going to push forward like that because of the way your quad's angle. So it pushes forward if you have it down there. And that's what essentially your ACL prevents. And if you have a lot of weight doing it, it's just constantly in this kind of lever arm forward. So they have different attachments, and they have what's called an anti-shear attachment sometimes. So that's the two. I don't know if they don't have it in regular gyms, but I know when we do like we used to do strength testing with the lower extremity, and we'd hook them up to this machine, and they'd kick forward and back, forward and back, forward and back, forward and back, and you get this like strength measurement essentially. And what we do is if anyone had any ACL injury, we'd put on what's called the anti-shear attachment, and it would have two pads on it, one at the top of the shin to hold it forward, one on the bottom of the shin. So when you kick at the bottom of the shin, you're also getting contact at the top, so it's keeping that tibia from sliding forward at the top.
Gotcha.
So if you're doing leg extensions and you have had any worry or any complication of ACL injury or looseness, you should have something contacting right underneath the kind of the patella tendon on the shin, just so it keeps it from sliding forward. Because that's the issue with it. Now, is it the end of the world? Can like a regular person get hurt doing it? You're not going to get hurt doing 20 pounds of that. But if you're going for heavier weights, there's plenty of videos of people snapping their ACL because when you see them, what is the most common when you see them? It's when they're like leaning over doing sit-ups, right? And you can hear, it's like a gunshot. You can hear it sometimes slip forward. That's just a very, very big, like that's just a heavyweight leg extension once you think about it. You have something here keeping it. That's like the bench. And then you have
as you're holding it
right on there.
Yeah.
And so when you lean back, it pulls it forward and it goes.
See, for some reason, I never really liked those either.
It's okay. It's just bad for it. It's just
Yeah.
not. There's other ways to do it.
But yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
Other ways to do it.
Ways to do it safer.
Yeah. So I don't like those heavy machines with it. You don't need to do that for 180 pounds anyways. Like, stop it. Go do a leg press, dog.
My issue that I'm having is because I'm talking about legs because I'm trying to figure out like how to grow my legs, but I still have that hamstring issue every time I squat. So if I go, even if I'm warmed up, but as soon as I like go into that squat or that's like, as I go down, like I'm not even going that deep. It always comes like it's like the sharp pain that comes back on the hamstring, a little bit higher on the hamstring. So I'm trying to find substitutes.
Yeah, it sounds like you either have a tendonitis or a strain.
And it's only like when I start slowly getting like I baby it. I baby it to try to go up and up and up, and I feel like I get to this plateau where it's like, nope.
Yeah. You gotta do some eccentric hamstring stuff because you gotta strengthen it too. Because right now it's weak too. So even if it gets better, and then you try to do stuff again, it's gonna hurt.
Because it's been making me nervous to do leg curls.
Don't do leg curls. You don't need to. That's concentric motion. You don't want that muscle if it has an issue to be.
Yeah, exactly. I haven't touched.
You don't want to shorten it very much.
Mm.
That's the risk that you get it for. You want to do like Russian deadlifts, like straight leg deadlifts.
See, I'm cool
coming
with
down.
those.
Good mornings.
Yeah. Okay.
Golfers pick up. So it's like
pickup?
You ever seen a golfer like try to get his ball out of the hole? He has the one leg straight and he has the other leg behind him.
Pull it up.
Yeah.
Might as well real quick.
So.
Yeah. See if you find a good one. Golfers pickup. Okay. See, so. I've done. Yeah. See, that's the only thing I'm really good with, and then the only thing with the Russian deadlifts is that it's just going heavier and heavier just for the lower back and stuff like that too. Because I'm trying to do quads. So that's the tough part as well too. But it's just that my hamstrings act up before I could even get that quad activation.
You're just gonna show it to us or not?
He's just talking forever. That was like a one-legged.
Yeah, so he's showing you how not to do it. Don't pick up both of those. You're going to have one leg forward, one leg back, and I want you to lean forward, put pressure on that front leg, and that leg's going to drop back and be like a counterbalance.
It's like a one. Okay, yeah. I've done these too.
Yeah, so you can do that, and you can have like 2 weights in your hand, do whatever you want to do, put it back down.
That's cool. Oh, okay. Got it.
I would even do maybe even a little bit of a straighter lower leg.
Uh-huh.
So see how on this...
He kind of had a slight bend.
Yeah. See how he does like a mini squat right there?
Yeah.
Don't worry about that. Just
keep it straight.
Keep that thing a little bit more straight. Keep it up. It's going to put more pressure on your hamstring to do the full pull up. And that'll do little hip stuff because you have to balance. Mm-hmm. And it's a hip extension by the time you get back to it.
So what do you think I could do to activate more quad? Not necessarily just leg extension.
So the good thing with quads are easy to deal with for like step ups, like literally step ups, or a lot of balance training just burns quad.
Oof. Okay, maybe I'll just kind of stick to some balance.
Hold on. Let's go to another one. Let's go another one that I use. Runner stance, single leg. See if they have this. Nope. Nope.
Stance, improve your balance right there. Maybe that's it.
Maybe. Nottingham Physio.
Nottingham.
This might be it. So it's essentially doing this.
Uh-huh.
And then going out into kind of a golfer's pickup. So you bring that knee up, balance on that right leg. And then you bring it back and you kind of have a little forward lean. And have that leg that you're kicking up go back. So you go up and you go back, and you go up and you go back. And this one is the one you do like a mini squat in.
Is he going to kick back yet?
I think right here he's doing it.
Oh, sideways or
No,
I was
straight
about- Okay,
back,
so he's
but
probably saying
Yeah,
duh.
he's just
saying-
showing.
yeah,
He's just
yeah.
showing the balance thing.
I was like, that's. I don't know.
Do it. Kick the leg back. He doesn't. Damn it. Oh, maybe he does right here.
Oh, there you go.
Kind of like this.
So you could kind of keep it in that position and just kick it back.
Yeah. So you can do this. It's a runner stance lunge. Come up.
Okay, I'll understand.
So instead of going all the way back with that, just do
balance.
the golfer's pickup from that.
Yeah, I see what you're
So
saying.
bring the knee up and then
But
put
just
it back.
have it in that position. So you could
Yeah.
do both. You could kick your leg back straight, as for like the regular golfer's pickup, and then this one is just
And
keep
you
your
bring it
leg-
forward, keep
keep
the
back.
leg up, balance it.
That's cool because
and
I
bring it-
kind of do
bring it
stuff
back
like
and lean
that.
forward. Oh shit, man! I gotta make you a med bridge and then just start sending you these so you can do some of them. Because some of them are cool.
Yeah, and I'm actually trying to do a lot more stuff with my clients. Actually, more balance training because
Yeah.
I'm doing it more, so I feel comfortable like teaching it to them. I know, like, I just don't. If I don't do it, they don't do it.
Fundamental 5. Maybe this is it.
Use caution.
Nope. Oh, kind of like this. This is a golfer's pickup.
Yeah, golfer's pickup.
Except keep that a little bit straighter. So instead of coming back, just bring that knee up and then stay
Yeah,
balancing on
that's
that leg
what
the
it
whole
is.
time. Full leg burn.
Yeah, because
Or this one. So when you do step ups like this, pressure on the ball of your foot is going to be more quad dominant. Pressure on the heel of your foot is going to be more hamstring dominant.
Oh, so okay. What can I try? Okay, that's a good thing that you said that. I was thinking of trying to do squats on the balls of my feet. Would that be more?
Yeah, but that leads to a lot of other things of like calf cramps and stuff going into it. You could see if with you,
Would
you
that
could
take it?
you would be someone who, if you have that hamstring pain with squatting, you can try putting a lift, like a heel lift in the back. So like this,
well-
for you with lighter weight, obviously, because I hate people moving on and stepping onto things with heavier weight. You can try having like the 45-pound clip on the bottom
yeah.
and put your heels on that a little bit.
I was thinking just to strengthen all my muscles and just be on the balls of my feet. Like taking away the thing, but just kind of be much more balanced and kind of
You can put a little bit just more. I wouldn't do a full heel lift. I would just put pressure on it.
just like, okay, so lift up a little bit. Because well, for me personally, I was just kind of make it a little bit difficult for myself and not kind of rest my heel on it.
Yeah.
But I see what you're saying. But that could help take away from the hamstring.
Yeah, and then
Somewhat.
for the other one is you can put more emphasis is doing kind of a heel lift step up or a toe lift step up. If they have it. That's gross.
Toe lift, step up. So you're just on the balls of your feet.
So you're doing a step up, but your back foot, instead of just stepping up straight, you're going to, on your back foot, you're actually going to lift your toes up in the back foot. So you're essentially just on your heel. So when you step, you're not using that little lift that you get from your calf. You're only using your quad.
Oh, you're just going to, yeah. Okay, I see what you're saying.
So here,
Uh-huh.
see how every time he's going to have a little push off from this back
Yeah,
leg.
yeah.
That helps up a little bit. And so how he reaches down with a toe, that stops a little bit of the bend, which is a lot of the
Gotcha.
quad. So what you can do is just keep your toes up in the back, and that forces that leg that's up there to take all of the brunt of the weight.
Mm-hmm.
And if you put your weight on your toes and you kind of lean forward and have your weight forward onto it, then you're going to be able to push up, and that's going to be all quad because that's going to be mostly straightening.
Okay.
And so you can mess with those. That's what I usually get to people who can't really go higher, but it's too easy to do what they're doing. I'll just have them do a toe lift in the back, and they'll hold it up, and then it makes it, because you cheat a little bit. It's
Mhm.
natural. It's a natural stepping motion to
As
have
you
to
kinda-
push off with that
Mhm.
back leg, and you take that
But
away.
as you
don't
keep,
have
yeah,
to.
keep it, just keep it right there. Boom.
Mhm.
Gotcha. Okay.
So even this guy, you can see his knee, when he falls down, it goes to the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Watch his right knee. Bam. Inside. And when he starts, it comes straight up because he's focused on it. But just that eccentric coming down. So that's how you can focus on quads, is that eccentric. So what's called a step down too.
It kind of makes me want to balance and just kind of like press in that form without touching the ground now.
Yeah. So I want you to watch.
Because I got
watch
great
this
balance.
knee right.
So I could kind of like.
See how it came in and out?
Yeah.
He's got weak quads. He's got actually weak hips.
Ah.
That's what I'm talking about. If your toes go out and you don't have strong enough hips to even control that, what's going to control you doing a full squat with a bunch of weight on you?
Exactly.
That's my issue with the toes out.
That's
That's what it forces your knee
Yeah,
to do,
makes
is that
sense.
valgus force. Now, he's going to go up again and again. Watch that.
Same,
See, even when
yeah.
he puts his knee down, boom.
It shifts.
See? Any point in the exercise, you want to avoid this. Puts excess stress on the inside of the knee, and it won't engage the glute properly. Exactly what I've been saying the entire time. Make sure it's nice straight line.
Yeah,
so
way to
he
go,
doesn't
guy.
Yeah, so this is good. I don't know who the hell this is, but good job,
Yeah,
person.
good job, guy.
See how we bent into it and pushed off?
Yeah. Oh, cool.
All the work coming from, so they might do the heel lift now. They'll rock forward and back. Oh, he's not doing the heel lift, but it's telling you to do that. So when I want you to do it for the quad, I want you to just keep your weight over. Don't rock back when you come up. Keep your weight forward onto it. So when you
that's
lean
what I'm
forward,
gonna say.
you'll
I'm gonna
keep the
just
pressure onto the front of it.
I think what I'm gonna do is try to.
If
like
you
you're
lean
saying,
back, it'll be more
eccentric.
pressure on the hamstring. Really control
Just
it going down.
Exactly. I want to try to get to the point where I could just barely like tap the floor and then come right back up, which would be difficult as hell. But I'm down for the challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I want some. I need some quads, baby. I want to wear my short shorts in the summer and look nice with
And
the quads.
so what this will do is give you that VMO, which is the muscle he's touching right here. And what the VMO does, it's called your teardrop muscle.
Oh yeah, I remember you talking about.
That's why it's all. Mine is the biggest one in the world because it's all I teach people to do, and I don't really work out my quads any other way. So it looks really big. But that muscle right on the inside that you can see, that little shadow muscle.
Yeah.
That's why. It's because he does this for a living. He's a physical therapist, so he does all of this little stability training. So his VMO is huge. That's all you need is balance training, eccentric training. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Balance training.
Because I was like, oh man, I want to do leg extensions, like 100,000 leg extensions.
Nope.
Oh, I could do that.
That's gonna build your upper leg, so that's fine. But you want that definition down at the bottom.
Exactly. Like the upper's like cool. I'm like, I feel like I have good hips and.
Yeah. So a lot of knee stability and glute strength are both very, very hand in hand. So as you can see, when he was doing that little step down,
you could already immediately see the muscle.
You can see that come down. And so that's the same thing. So slow coming up.
So
slow coming all the
instead
way down.
of doing a whole bunch of leg extensions, do a whole bunch of different type of step ups. Well, not different type, but
stability and end range balance stuff. Because that VMO muscle only controls, I think,
and
technically
activating and like just dropping a little bit. Just to kind of
because you have to be straight when your knees bent past. I want to say we were taught in school the last like 20 degrees of extension.
Yeah,
it's the only time it's activated. Which is why it's activated now, and you can kind of see it come up through that.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't think I have the links that I was looking at last night.
But yeah, hold on. Let me try to pull that up. When is the VMO? When is the VMO active? This would be great for ChatGPT.
Yeah, 20 degrees. There you
20,
go.
Perfect.
On the money,
Man.
baby.
So last 20 degrees,
right
when it doesn't function properly, they rub against each other in lateral side of the trochlear groove. That is what is the often referred to as PFPS, patellofemoral pain syndrome. When your patella rubs against where it's not supposed to.
This one brings up another good point. How do you feel about pistol squats?
I think it's dumb.
Okay. Because
I think they're dumb, but I'm a therapist. Like, it's a little. I don't have a reason to do them ever. There's not a single point in my therapy that I would look to someone and be like,
it's just
do a one-legged squat.
Yeah.
Instead of doing these other things that make it tougher for you to do, if you can do a one-legged full all the way squat. I have people do one-legged squats, like mini squats all the time, up to about, I would say no more than about 30 to 45 degrees of bend. I have them do those all the time, but I have them do that, and I have them do step-ups. Then I have them do the same thing on like a Bosu ball on the ground. And then I have them do the same thing while they're holding weights, and I have them do the same thing as they're balancing and moving weights around.
The Bosu ball?
Yeah.
And
I flip that thing upside down, and they do squats on the Bosu ball.
I seen that, I was like, oh, I like that.
It's
cool,
really good. Really good for stabilizing.
Yeah, I liked it. When I seen it, I was like, oh, wow, I've never even thought about flipping it or anything like that. I was like, oh, what?
I can see zero reason to why I'm going to be a regular outpatient orthopedic physical therapist where I'm ever going to need anyone to do a pistol squat. Unless your job requires you to.
Oh, and because I was thinking even like from a sports aspect, like when are you ever that low in anything? Like I see it, I literally
I
do
get the
stuff to
training
mimic.
and I get like the glute training. I get the specificity of it, but for me specifically, and even for you in your field, is like we're just not gonna. I'm not dealing with anyone who needs to do that or who should be doing that. Usually, if they're seeing you,
It's
they're
a different-
probably not.
yeah.
If
No,
they're
I
strong
don't-
enough to do a pistol squat, they ain't seeing you anymore. If they're strong enough to do a pistol squat, they ain't seeing me anymore.
Yeah,
Like that's just breast facts. It's
yeah,
not. It's
yeah.
not happening.
I don't have. I don't have those sports athletes clients yet. So yeah, definitely not at all. That's
People
what
do pistol squats keep me in business because they ended up with knee problems because it's too deep of a
makes
squat
sense,
and
and
their
it's-
patella gets jacked up with chondromalacia, which
Yeah.
means little deteriorating of the
see,
cartilage down there.
fucking knew when I saw it. I was like, why are people doing?
Like it's
so
a
they're
cool
doing,
trick.
Yeah,
Honestly,
no,
I'm
so
jealous.
They're doing.
I wish
They're
I could
doing.
do it.
They're doing pistol squats on a Bosu ball. Flip
Too
around.
much. Too much. Maybe are you a professional athlete? Why are you doing that? For why?
It just look cool and look strong.
Have fun. Nah. I do other things instead. Like I can't do that. Like let's be real. I can't do that. But like there's no reason you should be doing. I don't see a reason why you should be doing that.
Yeah, it's funny too because one of my clients today, she was like, "Oh, where do you come up with these things?" I'm like, "This literally the basics." I was like, "This is literally the basics. This is as basic as you get it. It's people don't like doing this because it doesn't look cool. You know what I'm saying?"
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, but I feel the stretch and everything." I'm like, "Exactly. People just
Yeah.
literally do too much."
If they want to do too much, go for it. Like you do you. You're gonna keep me in business because you're gonna get hurt eventually.
Yeah,
That's
because
fine.
I'm actually her 4th trainer there at the City Sports, and I'm like,
Hey, way to go.
they didn't even fucking tell you none of this. It's like it's
Hey, that's a
baffling.
cool thing. That gets you coming back. Hey, that's the same thing. That's the Starbucks group. My trainer made me do this. Like this was crazy. I can't do it. I can't wait till I can do it. And it's so stupid and it doesn't matter. But hey, they can't wait till they can do it.
Yeah.
So they're gonna keep coming back to you.
Yeah.
They hunted. They hunted and they found what they wanted.
And I was like, no, it's a simple tricep kickback. Like it's a simple tricep workout. That's all it is.
Because people are that's the other thing is you get through that, and the whole moral of that is, or the base root of that is, people expect you to already do something, and if you can't do it, people are mad. But if they expect you to do something greater and you can't do it, they're like, no, it's okay. Like you should be able to do that. Like when you actually are validated, like if I go to a gym and I haven't been to a gym workout before and I don't last more than 10 minutes on the bike, people are gonna be like, dude, what are you doing? But if it's like, oh, we tried to go for an hour and I couldn't make it, they'll be like, yeah, like, wow, that's a long time. I can't believe you didn't make an hour. Now, did I not make an hour? Yeah, but I also didn't make 10 minutes. But it sounds a lot better saying I didn't make an hour than it does saying I did make 10 minutes. So they go to this thing and be like, yeah, we're going to eventually do this pistol squat and I can't do it yet, blah, blah. And it gives you an excuse to grow. It gives you an excuse to have time, and it gives you a reason to be able to keep going and not, you're not going to be able to do that. So it buys you time to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Instead of like, I should be able to bike for 10 minutes. That should be something that I do without breaking too much of a sweat, and it shouldn't be that bad. But that you always have an excuse for not being able to do that. We have that. I had a patient who, last patient story. I had a patient who told me that I might have brought it up to you guys before. I had a patient tell me she ran 3 miles a day, and I don't think she's ran 3 miles in the last 5 years. She was a housewife that was looking for work and couldn't clean anymore because her knee hurt so bad. But she runs 3 miles a day.
But she runs 3 miles a day.
Yeah, that was one of the ones I was like, really?
Oh, really now?
Just stop running 3 miles
You
a day.
did
And she was
that.
like, done, can do that. I was like, I'm sure you
Oh, you
can.
did that.
But we get her on the bike after she's stopped running for 2 weeks, and she can't last more than 5 minutes on the bike because her knees hurts, but she is winded. Yeah, so anyways, that's the person. That's the person who says they want to do this. Be like, I want to get back to running 3 miles a day. They're like, oh man, it's gonna take some work. Like, good luck. If you tell them, dude, I need to get back to biking for more than 5 minutes at a time, they're gonna be like, get on it. Like, why aren't you doing that? Come on.
You get that?
But anyways, more excuses for people.
Cool. I'm excited.
Humans' lives.
Need to try some more stuff. I guess I gotta up the balance game.
Balance, dog. I'm telling you, balance
Quads. I
sliders.
just want quads.
Balance and sliders. Sliders is all
Oh,
quads.
damn.
The slider circles, all
Hold on, I'm gonna
quads.
put that in my phone right now.
Slider circles are all quads. Bring yourself some furniture sliders and use it on a towel in the weight room. Like personal trainer, you're the coolest personal trainer out there, dog.
Yeah, if I get okay, hold on.
We do this now. We do these sliders now.
Yeah, I would be. Let's see.
But,
Let's put an alarm real quick. Because I don't want to mess this up. I need to go buy some. Go to Home Depot. Right,
Hey.
Home Depot right there.
Home
boom.
Depot, dog. Amazon Prime that thing. You can
Yeah, I could ask my sister.
get that in there.
I kind of
Yeah.
want them tomorrow. All right, cool. That's for the alarm. Got it.
Yeah, we'll get them tomorrow. Who cares? Just go get
I'm
them.
ready to get it. I want quads today, baby.
Do all that training. Golfers pick up, step ups with the heel.
And you're
toe lift.
just adding weight to it.
Yeah,
That
you just
would
do it. Yeah,
Just
do it with weights.
weight.
All you need to do quads and to get at least like definition in your quads. Like my quads are bigger than yours. Here, I don't work out nearly as much as you, and you're stronger than me. But it doesn't matter because you got to have the teardrop, baby. Look at that thing. Look at that thing. That's all you need, baby.
I have
Stable,
I don't even
stable
have a
as
drop.
hell.
I
These
don't-
are like rocks.
I don't even have drop, bro. I'm
I
telling
got-
you, I got these chicken legs, man.
I got the Rock of Gibraltar in my knee.
They're
man. I'm
fast.
chilling.
They could jump high, but they are not
A little skinny, man.
skinny
Gotta
to
get
look.
you this. We'll get him the 7-inch inseam soon, or the 17
That's what I'm
inch,
saying. I
whatever
need
they
that.
are.
I need
7
that
inch
for
might
the
be
summer
too
when I
short.
get ready. You know what I'm saying? So that's my goal for the new year, new me.
Just to get that
Quads,
Well,
baby. Get some quads.
Sliders.
Sliders. But yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Unless we got anything from the chat, no.
No,
Okay,
I had
good.
me my Wendy's today. I heard, by the way, Taco Bell wings. Have you had those yet? I had a friend tell me that they're limited time, and they're like, you need to get it. And I was like, I don't know if I want wings from Taco Bell.
Wings.
I'm like, I'm cool with my like Fiesta burrito.
We're gonna have to start having a segment of like the fast food story of the week.
Yeah. I had a friend who was like, I don't know if they're good or not, but like they're limited time. And I'm like, that sounds like they're trying to get me with the Mexican pizza all over again just because it's limited time. I ain't buying something just because of limited time. It still sucks.
I don't know.
I
I
have
only
heard-
eat bone in. So
I
if it's
have also heard
chicken
Wingstop
wings?
has chicken sandwiches now. Okay.
my dad likes them.
Because I could see me
My dad
going
likes
to
that,
town on a lemon pepper chicken sandwich.
Shit, I didn't even think they
Woo.
would have that.
I don't know if they do. I'm gonna ask. Okay, yeah, I assume they did, but I might have to do a lemon pepper chicken sandwich for dinner one of these days.
Damn, you know what? I
The
would have bought
ladies-
you one if I would have known.
I got
it's
one
your
across the
birthday?
street from work, and we're going. So I'm going to Arizona when I get back on Sunday. The lady is leaving on Monday for a work trip
So
for a few days,
Tuesdays,
so I
we're
might
gonna
have to
eat
like.
Wingstop.
I might grab one before. 'Cause,
Dude, yeah,
like that might be
come
my
through.
Monday or Tuesday dinner. Let's
Tuesday,
be real.
I'll
like,
buy you one for. You could eat it on Monday, and then on Tuesday I'll buy you one for your birthday.
Hey, I'm
There you
kind of
go.
in. Like
There you
that's. I could, man. I
The
really
Dr.
want lemon
T's,
pepper.
birthday special.
I haven't had a Popeyes chicken sandwich in a while too. I used to get it every time I drive back from
Oh yeah, you said
Arizona.
you're like a big fan of the Popeyes.
Love
thing,
Popeyes.
yeah.
I used to get it on the way back. There's one
you
in
make
Kettleman
me want to
City.
go try Arby's again.
I love Arby's too, but I understand. Like people say it's trash. I'm like, I'm not even gonna
I
try to change your opinion.
No,
I
no.
get
I
it.
see. I feel like
It's
we say
okay.
it's trash because like we barely.
It's just
because
it's Arby's. Like it's easy
I
to
don't
hate
know.
on Arby's.
See, that's what I'm saying.
you
Like
don't
I
need
have
it.
to go retry and taste Arby's.
Arby's
one
is
time.
delicious. They had the 2 for $6, dog. You had the something in cheddar. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The Arby's. I don't know.
It's the roast. Is it roast beef and cheddar?
Oh, okay,
Dog,
yeah,
they have the
yeah.
roast beef for cheddar 2 for $6. I used to get that thing for lunch, probably 3 times a week when I was in Idaho. I ain't
Do you think
embarrassed.
people,
I
like,
love it.
You know, do more people like roast beef, or would you say like ham?
I actually don't. I don't really like roast beef, but that roast beef and cheddar, different.
I feel like a lot of people don't like roast beef.
Yeah, I think it's different. Really,
Ham-
not even like
so
honey.
would you do turkey then?
Like deli ham
so turkey.
or like
So okay, yeah. So ham. So which one? Which one do you think is the
Interesting,
most popular?
interesting.
Turkey, ham, or I guess.
I think turkey's probably the most.
so
I got
turkey
turkey
probably
sandwich.
the most.
Yeah, that
okay.
makes sense. Like a
turkey then ham. See, I'm a deli turkey guy. I like a lot. I like me a good smoked turkey, like deli slice, but I can't do just a bird of turkey.
Yeah.
I can't.
There's something about it.
I can't just do like I've never done turkey for Thanksgiving because my mom used to do it, and we used to. It was the one thing we would not finish. We just didn't like turkey. It was weird.
It has to be made the right way.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe Mama wasn't doing it right, but
Deli turkey is the.
I love deli
preferred
turkey.
sandwich.
I'm in. Yeah, I'll hit.
Yeah.
Give me like.
But I feel like people
Give me a turkey
underrate
sandwich.
roast beef, though.
That's what I'm about to say. Like
But how? Okay, so like
beef is kinda
back
cool.
up though. How many people get? How many places have you gone to get a roast beef sandwich though?
Gone to get. See, I like it at the house. Like if I'm getting like.
Oh, roast beef sandwich. There you
Oh,
go.
fuck with
That makes sense.
Okay.
Well, you know, the only reason because I was bringing that up too, because I've been eating more roast beef sandwiches at home because I guess at Costco they have a 3-pack, so you get ham, chicken, and then roast beef. And I usually don't get roast beef, but like I was kind of thinking, I was like, how come I don't ever get roast beef? Like I always get turkey.
Do that. I used to always just get I used to get ham because it was the cheapest.
But if I go to get a sandwich, I always get pastrami because I'm not gonna get that at the crib.
Hey, I feel it. No.
Pastrami sandwiches.
Where was the first? I think the Quiznos pastrami was the first time like I was
that
introduced
was
to
a good one.
pastrami, and
Yeah,
I was like,
that was a good one.
dog, this is a meat.
That
This
was-
is
and
fake
then
meat. This
Togos,
isn't real.
and
Like, there's
Togos.
too many spices on this.
And
Like,
it's
this
not.
is too
You
good.
said it's made out of beef, right? Pastrami. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I remember Mo said that it was pork.
I would have thought it was pork. I didn't know what it was. I just believed it was pastrami. It was his own entity. Like, there's a pastrami like animal running around. It's lore to me. It's like a mythical creature, and I'm just okay with it. I'm okay with not
pastrami
knowing what it is
the
as long as I can
mythical
still eat
creature of all meats.
it. I'm okay.
Though, that, like, I'll get it everywhere I go. That I haven't tried it before, but it is one of those that there's superior versions made.
Yeah.
Real quick, look up like what is pastrami? Like what makes pastrami a pastrami?
How are you made it? All right, I'm in.
This is real quick, and then we'll
because
wrap it up. What is it? When do you classify roast beef pastrami?
Romanian.
Ooh.
So it is
Pastrami.
beef brisket, lamb, pork, chicken, turkey. Whoa.
Okay, so it could be.
Is it a mix? Like, it's not like a gyro.
Oh,
right?
it's brined.
brined.
Partially dry.
I brine on most things. Brine.
Okay.
I don't think I haven't had non-brine
Oh.
pork chops in a long time.
Then smoked and steamed.
Yeah. I don't know, it's just delicious. Like, I'm telling you, I'm kind of okay with just believing
Got
there's
it.
a pastrami animal running around in the Amazon, and we get it from that.
I feel
'Cause that is delicious.
that's
I love it.
nice. I'm gonna eat more pastrami.
Yeah, there's a pastrami at dang it, what's it called? There's a deli in San Bruno that's like a mile and a half away from my lady's parents' house in San Bruno that we used to walk to. I want to say it's maybe Legends. I don't remember, but it's, oh my god, their pastrami was so good. Oh, yeah, it was good.
That's cool.
They had pastrami and they had a smoked turkey, and those were the two bangers.
Like meatball subs.
Yeah,
Meatball subs.
I used to hit
like
the meatball
subs.
sub with pepper jack cheese and some pepperoncinis on it from Subway. Slammed them
That
all the
makes sense.
time.
I have to be in the mood. Like I won't like.
I was 15.
I like the marinara sauce like that comes with it. I think I'm a fan of
I
that.
feel like I have to like leave. I have to be like, oh, today I want a meatball sub, and then go get it. I'm not gonna be like at a sandwich place
And be like, yeah.
I think I'll
Hey,
go with the
I get
meatball
it.
sub.
Like, I'm going somewhere because I crave a meatball sub. I'm not picking it off of a menu, though. If you have it, I might be like, oh, that's cool.
Right, be like, oh, maybe one day when I
Like,
feel
that's
like
cool.
it.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
gonna
going to lock this in
meatball sub
memory.
would
You know
probably
they
be
have
fire. Ike's. I think
Do they
would
have
probably-
one?
It's pretty good.
it.
Oh,
Is
you've
it?
had it? Okay,
I didn't know that
figured
they've had it.
I think
I was in the mood
I-
for a meatball sub.
okay.
Yeah.
And I think they would have a good one.
Yeah, I agree. I was also a kid, and it was the first thing I
didn't
got from
do
Subway,
that.
so I kept going.
Sorry, like
To
Zara's
Subway
a
to get it?
liar.
So it ended up being like.
Yeah, so it ended up being this like go-to thing. Like, I go to Subway, oh, it's time for a meatball sub. Like, I feel that way about some places. If I go there, like, I'm getting that. I
love
get chicken parm most places.
Sandwiches. Oh my god. Yeah, I think I'm a big fan of marinara sauce.
Yeah.
Throw a marinara on anything, I'll probably eat it.
I like hot sandwiches.
Yeah.
Hot sandwich is
I
solid.
prefer them, and I like toasted, but something like.
Yeah, I don't like
toast.
toast. Yeah, toast is okay, I guess.
Or like a meatball, so I like those.
I gotta be in the mood for those. If I go somewhere, I'm more of a cold cuts. Give me as much deli meat as I can on it. But
you
I
guys
do.
like-
I'll 100% order pastrami. Might be the lone ranger of like, no, if I see that, I might get that over everything.
You guys would
else.
do a French dip then.
I love a French dip.
French dip solid.
Big fan of the au jus.
Cheesesteak.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Philly cheesesteak. Yeah, fuck yeah, hell yeah. I'm a big fan of bell pepper and onions.
Yeah,
Love
I'm
Throw
the
that on
full
anything.
believer that I could eat a sandwich for every meal for the rest of my life and be happy.
True.
Like, I'd
Just
figure
like
out a way,
different-
yeah.
I think
I'd have
that
a different sandwich.
it
or
brought
have
back my
whatever.
love of sandwiches like at home
Like-
this week. Just
Yeah.
kind of like eating more.
You can just
sandwiches.
always like, you know what? Maybe I'll have a veggie sandwich. I'll have like a dang it, what's the salad with the with the mozzarella, the balsamic, and the tomatoes. Sorry, you got me on that.
Mozzarella. Oh,
I'm losing the word.
caprese?
Yeah, caprese. Give me a caprese sandwich, dog. Give
Ooh.
me a fat slab of like mozzarella. I'm in. Give me that. That'll be like a breakfast thing for me. I don't care. I'll have that for breakfast. It's fine with me. Give me some balsamic. Make a little sweet on the bread. I'll take that. Give me a little sun-dried tomato bread from Panera. Underrated.
Have you guys ever had
Give me
a
that.
open-faced sandwich? I forgot
Yeah,
what
like a
it's called.
tostada.
Yeah, I can't remember what it's. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but I'll have
I
those.
can't remember what it's called though.
But give me like a
It's this,
meatball one for dinner. Give me like
there's a certain name. We used to
turkey one
sell
for
it at
lunch.
Left Bank all the time too.
Like a flatbread type of thing.
Basically, no. It's just like you just get only one toast. You don't get the.
Yeah, it's almost like
and they put an egg.
it's
on
like
top
an
of
eggs
it.
Benedict.
It's
type
like
thing.
eggs Benedict, but just not. It's not
like
close.
a French toast Benedict or some shit like that.
It's something different. Yeah,
but
right.
I'm
the
in
French
for that.
French guy has some good cuisine.
I'm in for those. Give me a sandwich for every meal. I'm happy. I'm fine. I'm living off of that. I'm okay. I'm trying to think of the other like breakfast sandwich. Give me an egg salad sandwich for chicken salad sandwich. Give me that for like breakfast brunch. I'm in.
You guys like egg salad? Or
I like egg salad.
I like egg salad. I'm cool with that.
That's cool.
It's got to be like right.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes
I'm not
you
picking up
get
like
them.
Safeway egg salad, which I'm sure is fine, but I can't bring myself to do that. If I'm getting egg salad, it's like made in front of me type of thing. Like if you get like egg salad someone brought over at like a cookout that they made at home, yeah, I'm tearing that up.
Yeah, egg
Tearing
salad's
that
not
up at
bad.
barbecue.
You know, like with the
I'm not
7-Eleven
I am
egg
not
salad.
fucking with this. Nah, the ones that are in the triangle
Yeah,
thing and
that's
you can
like
see the egg salad coming
That's
out. Like, nah, I mess with
That's
that
like
at
risking
all.
your life.
Yeah, that's ballsy. Man,
People who eat like sandwiches from gas stations, like there's some balls on them.
can't do it.
I can't eat
The egg salad. I
almost
get
did
the
it one
deli
time.
one in
I
a
was
pinch,
so
but man,
hungry, and I was like at Rotten Robbie's, and I seen the sandwich, and it looked so good, and I was
can't
like,
do it.
nah.
I've done it because I was that hungry.
That's what I'm saying. Like
I get
that's
it,
what
yeah.
I'm saying. I was like,
That's
so
the guy.
hungry. You're like, oh my god.
Nothing open.
Exactly.
You wanna
Oh,
drive somewhere,
yeah,
it's like a
dude.
stop and
I
all
almost
the
did it.
food is closed, and it's like, I guess.
That thing for me was that was the first time I had a jalapeno cream cheese taquito from 7-Eleven. Was that, and you know what? They're fire.
They're pretty good. Taquitos are cool.
hate it.
Taquitos are cool.
It's so
Those are
good,
cool. You
though.
can't really fuck them up.
Well,
I used to.
Also, ultimately for that, like,
Yeah,
It's so
7-Eleven
late.
food is 'cause,
Like I
That's-
have no.
that's what I would do. Is
Hey, they were
I'd
making the
have
pizza.
like
Did they still make pizzas at 7-Eleven?
yeah.
Not bad. I've
I-
had a couple.
I used to
They're
get
alright.
those because I'd have work from like 11 to 4 or something when I was like in college, and I had like in my undergrad and stuff, and I would go to class in the morning, and then I would have like work like 11 to 4 or something, because I got my 5 hours in. They don't want me to take lunch and stuff to go too late, and I'd come back, and I'd before like stopping off to coach at the high school, I'd like go to, because I wouldn't have eaten anything since like 11, so I'd
Yeah.
go in there, pick up 2 of those jalapeno cream cheese taquitos, eat them things, go coach some football, and come back and be like, yeah, I'm okay with it. Oh, it's so good though.
Pizza's good because I think it's $1 still. Like, for a
Oh, is it
slice.
still?
Yeah. So it's like fucking $1. It's like,
Have you had the chicken wings there at 7-Eleven?
yeah, I've had everything at 7-Eleven.
Oh yeah, because it's right down the street. Yeah, it's
And
right down the street.
Also, like nothing else to eat is in walking distance at like 2 a.m.
Yeah, that's
on
true.
the side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
too.
I
Yeah,
have
fuck
the
it.
whole menu. Fuck it.
What would you rank it? What you going like? What's your number one go to?
Like you haven't had it in a while, and it's 2 a.m. You're like, I'm gonna go get some. Going to 7-Eleven.
Gotta go to
today.
7-Eleven. Like, what's your thing?
I might like swag out a hot dog.
Ooh, so hot dog still. See, but that's the classic. That's cool. They didn't fuck up the hot dog.
Yeah, it's cool, you know.
Hot dog. Okay, so hot dog
Bite or
7-Eleven.
something, like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
the big
yeah.
bite,
you know what?
$1.50 or whatever it
They
is.
don't have it no more, but the best by far 7-Eleven to this day, it was like a hot dog, but it was like a burger meat. You put
Oh.
into a bun, and I would just throw cheese and onions on it.
Oh, what?
Like a little burger.
So a hot dog, but it wasn't a hot dog.
Sausage, but it was burger meat.
I was
But
like
it's
a brat.
burger meat.
Oh,
Like a breakfast sausage type of thing.
Oh, but it was actually like burger meat. Damn, they didn't do that more often. I'm actually gonna make that. Like
Oh,
you know, like because you get ground beef and you just like put it, just
Yeah.
make it a hot dog instead of a fucking
Yeah, I'm
burger.
in.
You know what I'm saying?
How'd you
Like,
guys
that's
let
it.
me not get like McGriddles as like a sandwich that I could have in the morning too? I went through that whole thing talking about eating sandwiches for breakfast, and you guys didn't even correct
McGriddle?
my dumb ass for not saying like just literal McGriddles
McGriddles is one of the
or like
few
biscuits.
things in life. It's almost like
McGriddles are good.
there's very few things where you eat it and you just know it instantly is not good for you. You just know this is an. I just feel bad after. Like I feel sick.
It's
But it's
true.
but it's delicious.
It's true.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Just every
that's like
bite
the
you
KFC
know.
one. Like, yeah, this is gonna be
But yeah,
bad.
there's nothing that tastes bad that you know is bad for you. Anything that's bad for you tastes amazing. It's fantastic. It's like one of the best things ever. Also,
Yeah.
what I used to do too. This is a hack at 7-Eleven.
Ooh, 7-Eleven hacks
7-Eleven
coming
hack.
from the pro.
Because I've always lived like right next to 7-Eleven. So
Oh, you're right. Literally,
That's
your whole
fair,
life,
yeah.
right next to it,
Walking
bro.
distance at all
That's
times.
crazy. That's
Get
crazy.
you a bag of Fritos,
Bag of Fritos.
right?
Oh yeah, you get the nacho cheese in it.
With the chili too. Chili
The walking taco?
Throw some onions in there.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, we used to do them things between double days. We'd go to Subway, smash a foot long, go and get yourself a walking taco.
Because it's unlimited.
Yeah.
You get you like a medium bag. And just
Yep.
fucking
You share with some friends. I'm sure we shared way too
Oh,
many
I
germs
never
doing
thought
that, but
about
whatever, man.
doing that.
like nachos right there.
Oof,
Yeah.
That's good as hell.
Or if you want to like make something kind of semi-healthy, you
Uh-huh.
make your own ground beef at the crib and just get some Fritos. But I've done that before.
Just throw it in there.
And I just,
That's sick.
Something tells me that the ground beef at 7-Eleven.
No way.
That ain't healthy.
No.
So sometimes I'll be
Half
like,
of that
"Hey,
isn't
bring me
actually
that."
ground beef.
And I'll just, like, get ground
It's mystery meat.
beef.
All right, cool.
That's it.
Now
Yeah.
we know.
I'm glad we could.
Life hack. I gotta try that too.
Oh yeah, the 7-Eleven life hacks.
We
from
gotta
the,
do it to
from
where
the
like where I'm
pro.
like a reporter on in the field, and I'll walk to 7-Eleven and I'll start doing it. And then how
And
does
we
it
did
taste?
This is how you get the walking taco.
But yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Close this out, man.
good one today. Get your stuff straight, and we got chips tomorrow.
Chips tomorrow
We got
before the big
book club on Thursday.
break. Oh, we're not actually going to break, but this is the
Like
breaking
mid
point,
season.
Mid-season. We're going to our All-Star break.
It's mid season awards.
Yep.
We'll have to pull some of those out, but yeah, good to see y'all. For
Mhm.
Painter Gain, my name's Dr. T.
And my name is Timo.
Let's catch you next week. Peace.
Ah.